Divine Comprehension, a dimensional journey begins in Douluo. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 151, The Actions of All Parties, The Art of Smuggling. In just a moment, the zombies in the entire city were cleared out by Zhongli. The original roaring sound was instantly silent, and the strange silence made the whole city look like an empty city. Fuck, this visual effect is awesome. In a corner, Kazushi, who was wearing a pink lining suit, was also shocked when he saw Zhongli showing off his power. He was ready to share this shock with everyone. However, after looking at the photos he took in his hand, Kazushi frowned. This is a stable performance, bitter smile. Forget it, let's just upload the group file directly. Kazushi shook his head, edited the memory in his mind, renamed it, and uploaded it directly to the chat group. At this moment, in the chat group, after watching the file that was suddenly uploaded by Kazushi and marked as The Art of Fighting, everyone was also very excited. Dragon King sprayed water, wow, handsome. Don't believe the poor young man, awesome, breaking voice, Buyao Billion, damn, is this the gold content of Morex, the god of war, one of the victors of the demon god war? Tianji Wang, not bad, it is very ornamental. Tianji Wang, but this control over power is indeed worth learning. Tianji Wang, also, is that authority? It is really terrifying. Qi Yuan Xianren, Mr. Zhongli's control over power is indeed the pinnacle. I hope we can discuss it together if we have time. Photographer G, so amazing, and that great wish, if Mr. Zhongli came to our world, he would definitely be noticed by the Amber King and become the messenger of preserving destiny. Seeker, that's true, Zhongli's wish of preservation can definitely attract the attention of the Amber King, but Kadoishi, why did you run over? Passerby, huh? Me? I was originally planning to ask Mr. Zhongli about the use of special ability. After all, with his 6,000 years of practice, he can definitely give me some inspiration. Passerby, but I didn't expect that I would see this exciting scene as soon as I came here. Passerby, I have to say, he is indeed the rock demon god. His fighting power is truly terrifying. Passerby, it is so terrifying, Xiao Yan is shocked. Don't believe the poor young man, the discussion in the group was in full swing, but in reality, everyone did not stop. European continent. The takes of sword energy of the red mandarin duck immortal Fu Huo is unparalleled. The sword energy poured out like rain, turning into a long river of sword energy, which swept the surrounding zombies into ash. Cheng Lixa willingly became an immortal card pendant, collecting rare resources while rescuing survivors. Australia. After Rimuru released his men hidden in his stomach, he allowed them to move freely and collect resources. It itself walked while transforming into a slime brand glutton, devouring all materials and resources, leaving no grass wherever it passed. Finally, all the collected things were stored in the stomach for easy access at any time in the future. South America. Teresa took out a Destiny battleship from the storage space supported by Fu Hui, released a Valkyrie arranged by Otto, and began to collect resources. There are still a lot of resources that can be used in this world. The resources needed in the natural stigma technology given by Wu Tong are not so scarce. Therefore, Teresa and others can collect those resources in this world. In addition, some talents from all walks of life are also within Teresa's collection range. For her, this is an opportunity to narrow the gap with the three major forces. After all, the people in this world cannot be spies planted by the three major forces. Researchers, scientists, genius teenagers, architects, weapons designers. In a short time, countless talents and heroes entered Teresa's hub. Africa. GZ also took out a Hyperion from the storage equipment supported by Fu Hua. Driving an aviation battleship, with a collection robot supported by anti-entropy, she began to collect resources. Gold, silver, steel, aluminum, copper, oil, coal and gas. All kinds of resources were collected and extracted and transported into the Hyperion. In Hyperion, GZ was drinking wine while watching countless resources being acquired, and her eyes were almost invisible from laughing. North America. As her light bulb sent here, Ling Ying also tried her best to collect resources. After Xiao Yan's reminder, she ignored the survivors living on this land. She just tried her best to collect some resources, as well as some things that were obviously not available in Douluo Continent, so that she could give an explanation to Yuan after returning. And where everything started. Japan, Bedmaster City. How to say it? Everyone has a good understanding of smuggling. After learning from Xiaoxi about the smuggling methods arranged by the three major forces for Fuhua and others, Wu Tong gave his own evaluation. Hey, these are all thought up by Dr. May, Otto and Dr. Einstein. The old antique doesn't have this mind. Xiaoxi waved his hand, trying to save Fuhua's image. Everyone couldn't deny her statement. Everyone naturally knew Fuhua, a famous honest man, very well, and they all clearly understood that this dull guy would never think of this method. Of course, this is just Fuhua in the early stage. If it is Fuhua who starts to learn to cheat in the later stage, it may not be the same. Wu Tong, I'm hungry. At this time, Kana walked to Wu Tong, pointed at her stomach with one hand, pulled Wu Tong's windbreaker with one hand, and said in a soft voice, "Me too, I'm almost starving. I originally planned to come here to get some golden games and leave, but I didn't expect that there would be a cool-down time before exiting." Gabriel also said weakly, and inadvertently exposed the real purpose of coming to this world. Sweat. I thought this guy was going to come to save people, but I didn't expect that. In response, everyone said, "Are you really an angel?" Huh? I didn't notice it. Has it been so long? Looking at the sky that was a little dim, Wu Tong finally reacted. Then take a break, eat something together, and replenish your energy. By the way, while Wu Tong was talking, he casually created a space to isolate all the dust and filth. Then he took out the tables, chairs and benches and entertained everyone after they were placed. Then he took out the gourmet tablecloth and spread it on the table. He waved his hand to open the dimensional portal, bringing back group members from all over the world, and prepared to start the dinner. Seeing this, everyone did not hesitate to be polite with Wu Tong and started the buffet mode. Chapter 152. Another person. Well, Rika, that's great. You're okay. Where are you now? On the side, Shizuka Miracle took the phone she had searched from a zombie, unlocked the phone with a zombie's face, and called her best friend while the phone was still charged. After entering the wrong phone number several times, she finally successfully connected to Minami Rika's call. As soon as the call was connected, Shizuka Miracle asked Minami Rika excitedly. "Shizuka? You're still alive? That's great. Where are you now?" On the other side, Minami Rika was also very excited when she received a call from her best friend. She didn't expect that her confused and innocent best friend was not dead. And listening to this full-hearted voice, she should be quite safe. Someone should have helped her. Then she, "Rika, I asked you first, so you should answer my question first." Before Minami Rika could continue to analyze, Shizuka Miracle's voice came over. "But is this the point? Can you grasp the point?" Hearing what Shizuka Miracle said, Minami Rika couldn't help but feel a nameless fire in her heart. But thinking of her friend's character, the anger in Minami Rika's heart seemed to be extinguished by water and disappeared in an instant. Forget it, why bother with a fool? Minami Rika comforted herself like this. After calming down for a while, she said to the phone, "Okay, I'm here at the airport now. No matter where you are, you must be careful to hide. I will come to find you after I finish my work here." Minami Rika, who was concentrating on talking on the phone, did not notice that as a black portal flew by, her environment had completely changed. "Rika," Shizuka Miracle saw Minami Rika who had just appeared in front of her and hugged her excitedly. Huh? This voice, why does it feel like Shizuka is right next to her? Minami Rika heard the voice close to her ear and felt a little confused. However, this doubt was understood after being bumped by Shizuka Miracle and staggered. Such a big thing, such a reckless feeling, and this careless voice. There is no doubt that the person who hugged her from behind was her confused bestie, Shizuka Miracle. And apart from her, no one else should have such a big thunder. But thinking of this, Minami Rika was confused. What was going on? How did Shizuka suddenly find her? Or Minami Rika was thinking and looking around, and then she suddenly realized. She actually appeared in an unfamiliar place, and there were a bunch of unfamiliar people around her looking at her. What's going on? Shizuka, after realizing this, Minami Rika suddenly woke up. Supernatural events, if it was her before, she would definitely not think so, but now zombies have come out, and the world has collapsed long ago. Minami Rika, whose three views have been reshaped, is now very receptive. So let alone a supernatural event, Even if it is an alien invasion, Minami Rika will accept it calmly. This is what happened. Shizuka Miracle told Minami Rika what happened during this period of time. So that's how it is. After listening to what Miracle Shizuka said, Non-Lixiang looked at this best friend who pitted her best friend with a complicated expression. You sold yourself out like this? And it seems that you are going to drag me down and harm me now? Sighing, Non-Lixiang was a little helpless, but she didn't realize that she didn't have much resistance to being conquered by Wu Tong in her heart. Non-Lixiang really didn't have any resistance. After all, if you think about it, this brother Wu Tong, after all, is her savior, who saved her from the meat grinder at the airport. And from Miracle Shizuka's mouth, I learned that her savior is not only very strong, but also has excellent power and appearance. In this way, Wu Tong, who has extraordinary power, must be able to meet her conditions for choosing a spouse. Stronger than herself or conquering herself. In this case, it is not unacceptable to commit to him. Wait, I seem to be older than him, so it's not a loss. As she thought about it, Non-Lixiang had found a reason for herself without realizing it. Then she accepted Wu Tong's invitation and stayed in Wu Tong's team, the dividing line of the second day. Private Fujimi Academy. Are you ready? We plan to leave Fujimi Academy today. After sending everyone back, Wu Tong looked at the remaining people and said. After seeing everyone nod. Let's go, Wu Tong made a decision. With the sound of a sharp blade cutting the air, Douluo Yazi was holding a samurai sword and fighting among the zombies. In front of her, a large number of zombies were like harvested wheat, unable to resist Douluo Yazi's harvest, and fell one by one. Be careful, boy. Next to Wu Tong, Non-Lixiang, who was holding a sniper rifle and observing the distance, suddenly seemed to see something and hurriedly said to the intercom. Alert! Listening to Non-Lixiang's reminder from the headset, Douluo Yazi immediately became alert. Although they had only worked together for a few hours, the tacit understanding between Douluo Yazi and Non-Lixiang had already been cultivated. Not to mention that they could communicate with each other, but if it was just a simple understanding of the meaning, it was not a problem at all. After concentrating his mind, the physical fitness brought by the extraordinary power was improved, and the keen senses made Douluo Yazi immediately realize the arrival of the crisis. Retreat. Douluo Yazi did not hesitate at all, turned around and rushed towards the black fog area behind him. He ignored the roaring from behind. After entering the ghost area of the ghost, Douluo Yazi turned around and looked curiously in the direction he came from. The result was naturally as expected. A large group of zombies formed a tide of corpses, which surged from the horizon where the sky and the earth intersected, like evil ghosts crawling out of hell, and rammed towards Wu Tong and others ferociously. But the people present were not panicked, but looked indifferent. It was just a small scene. With the approach of the corpse tide, the ghost waved his hand, and countless wronged souls roared out of the human empire banner and rushed towards the corpse tide. Another corpse tide. This corpse tide is too cheap, isn't it? Seeing the battle between the corpse tide and the wronged souls, Douluo Yazi and others were not frightened. After all, they had experienced it several times and were already accustomed to it. Chapter 153, The Martial Spirits of Three People. One of the conjectures about the martial spirits. It's not that the corpse tide is cheap, but that human life is cheap. This also indirectly shows that there are not many people left in this city. On the side, Wu Tong heard Douluo's complaints and started to explain. However, after a while, when your strength has improved, you don't have to retreat from this scale of corpse tide. Hearing Wu Tong's words, Douluo's eyes flashed, and she lowered her head to look at the knife in her hand. Douluo naturally couldn't deny Wu Tong's words. The reason lies in the knife in her hand. Last night, after the banquet, Wu Tong took the opportunity to awaken the martial souls of Douluo and the other two, giving them real extraordinary power. And the talents of the three are indeed as Wu Tong expected, and they are indeed extremely excellent. All three have awakened a top-level martial soul. Just like the samurai sword in Douluo's hand, the sniper rifle that Minami Rika loves, and the medical kit in Miracle Shizuka's hand are all a new top-level martial soul, blood blade, Douluo. Features: the sharpness is terrifying, it can easily tear steel, and after testing, solid diamonds cannot resist its sharpness. Special abilities: bloodthirstiness, through killing, blood energy can be absorbed, which can be used to heal oneself, and even to the point of rebirth by dripping blood. As long as there is enough blood energy supply, it can become an immortal bloody god of war. Blood control. You can freely control blood and use blood to attack and fight. Blood absorption. The sharpness is terrifying, but the solidity is not enough. It is easy to break, and the broken blade can be repaired by absorbing blood. Level. First ring sensitive attack system battle soul master. Soul skill. Blood evil blade. The soul ring condensed by the method created by Wu Tong. The ring condensation method. Looking at the materialized martial soul blood blade in his hand, Douluo Yazi simply couldn't let it go. Which warrior cannot love a weapon that can perfectly fit oneself and can be strengthened as one becomes stronger? Nanlixiang, who was standing by, curled her lips when she saw the look on Douluo Yazi's face, and then she also fondled her sniper rifle. Tisk, my martial soul isn't bad either. Top martial soul, soul chasing, Nanlixiang, based on the TAC-50 sniper rifle that Nanlixiang is most proficient in using as a template. This enhanced martial soul version of the sniper rifle is powerful and has a very long range. Features: constant, soul chasing is always in the most perfect state, and will not cause heating, rifling wear, or jamming due to repeated firing. In other words, as long as your hand speed is fast enough and your soul power is enough, it is not a problem to use it as a machine gun. Infinite bullets. As long as the soul power is enough, you can convert the soul power into bullets without limit and attack. Special ability, soul chasing, possessing the ability to mark. After marking, the next shot will hit, but after the target is hit, the mark will be broken regardless of whether it survives or not. Life-seeking, concentrate all the strength of the body and pour it into a bullet. After firing, it has a 1000th execution probability and can directly kill the target. Level, first ring strong attack system battle soul master. Soul skill, catching the wind and catching shadows. The soul ring condensed by the method created by Wu Tong, the ring condensation method. With this martial soul, plus the soul skill that gives her powerful dynamic vision, Nanlixiang is confident that she can transform into the battlefield death god at any time and easily harvest all the lives that come into her sight. Miracle Shizuka, who was playing with Kana, felt the emotions of the two, tilted her head in confusion, and looked over. Boy, you are injured, come here quickly. Teacher, I will heal you. Seeing the wound on Douluo boy, Miracle Shizuka immediately became energetic, broke the atmosphere, and shouted to Douluo boy. When Douluo boy came over, Miracle Shizuka released her martial soul. A healing pack instantly appeared in Miracle Shizuka's hand. Top level martial soul, medical kit, Miracle Shizuka, combined with the characteristics of the medical kit in the game. Although it is just a medical kit, there is nothing inside except a space. But it has extremely powerful healing ability, and the healing effect is very significant. Characteristics, transformation, it can transform its own soul power into a kind of energy specifically used for healing, with extremely strong healing effect. Fusion, it has the characteristics of the medical kit in the game, and can differentiate a clone and merge into the patient's body for continuous treatment, but each major realm can only add one clone, and the current clones are 2. Special ability, healing space. It can put seriously injured people into the space that comes with a medical kit. The space has the effect of suspending life. No matter how serious the injury is, it will not die. Life field, expand the game version of the healing field, friendly healing, enemy damage increase. Level, first ring healing auxiliary soul master. Soul skill, endless life, Wu Tong's method, ring condensation method, the soul ring condensed first soul skill, endless life. As the soul skill was released, Miracle Shizuka's voice actually brought a sense of compassion and holiness. A green light flew out of the medical kit in Miracle Shizuka's hand and fell into the body of Douluo Yako. The scratches on Douluo Yako's body healed instantly at a speed visible to the naked eye. After a while, Douluo Yako recovered to his peak state. Wu Tong looked at the martial souls of these people and was amazed. The martial soul is really magical. It is not only related to blood, soul, and one's own qualifications. And according to the current situation, it should also have something to do with a person's cognition and the information received. Moreover, according to Wu Tong's inference, cognition and soul are the main basis. On the contrary, blood is secondary. It's like Nanlixiang awakened her most proficient sniper rifle based on her own cognition. And Miracle Shizuka, this natural fool, when she heard about awakening the martial soul, she thought it was the same as the props in the game. As a result, the martial soul awakened the game version of the perverted martial soul and medical kit based on her cognition and the information in the game she remembered. If it weren't for the fact that the strength was still a little insufficient, Wu Tong would even think it was a god-level martial soul. In fact, there is also an example of this in the original work, such as the classic representative of the Douluo era, He Tao, whose martial spirit is a cigar. If you say that there was such a thing as a cigar in the Douluo era, it is absolutely nonsense. In the Douluo era, it is impossible for a cigar martial spirit to appear. But in the Douluo era, the cigar martial spirit appeared. The bottom line is that in the Douluo era, cigars were already a common thing. People accepted the information about cigars and had a concept of this thing. Chapter 154, Second Guess about the Spirit, the Essence of Idealism. Therefore, it is precisely because of the metaphysical concept of cigars that some people awaken a cigar martial spirit. These are classic examples of martial spirits awakening based on cognition. Similarly, the inherited martial spirit of a family is actually the same. As we all know, the composition of each person's body and soul has always been different, so why can a group of people awaken the same martial spirit? The reason is that in a family, everyone in the family has an innate worship of the family's representative things, just like Tang Hao, who has a fanatical worship of the Haoshan sect, and Tang Chen. In his cognition, it is the most normal for him to have the Haoshanheimer martial spirit. Therefore, when his martial spirit awakened, the unformed martial spirit was based on Tang Hao's cognition, and captured the information of the Haoshanheimer from the blood connection, which led him to awaken the Haoshanheimer martial spirit. The Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex family, the Seven Treasures Glazed sect, the Xingluo Empire, the Xiandao Empire, and even the civilians all produced the so-called inherited martial spirits under this influence. Therefore, the gap between classes is so difficult to cross, and there are not many soul masters in the civilian class. After all, in a child's self-cognition, he will subconsciously think that he is the same as his parents, and his martial spirit is the same as his parents. In this case, affected by their cognition, how can they awaken a good martial spirit? Not to mention that some of them have never left a village in their lives, and their life experience is separated by the small village, so the information they receive is naturally less. The degree and quantity of information received are not as good as those of the nobles, and the cognition is naturally not as good as that of the nobles. Coupled with the influence of some other factors, the class differentiation has emerged. In this case, the awakening of the martial spirit of the civilian class naturally has not much to be outstanding. In fact, Wu Tong was just making inferences about this theory and had not started experiments. But now, based on the awakened martial spirits of Miracle Shizuka and Minami Rika, Wu Tong feels that his guess may be correct. Moreover, the extraordinary power awakened according to people's cognition and the image of everything, isn't this the embodiment of the mind being better than the object? A typical spiritual system. Fuck, if it looks like this, doesn't it mean that the martial soul system actually contains the power of idealism? Thinking of this, Wu Tong was very excited. This is a spiritual system. In the universe, what kind of idealism is weak? Even if the martial soul can only have a little connection with the idealism, it is enough to greatly improve the value of the martial soul. If you add the new version of the Soul Master system that I have perfected long ago, isn't this a road to heaven? Thinking of this, Wu Tong couldn't help but get excited. Although the new version of the Soul Master system that I have researched has infinite potential. But if you can have a good martial soul, it will be even more powerful for the improvement of the Soul Master. After all, the martial soul is the foundation of the Soul Master system. And according to my own calculations, if the conjecture is correct, then if the people in the group awaken their martial souls, they will definitely be able to awaken a very heaven-defying martial soul. After all, everyone in the group has insights and cognitions that transcend countless worlds, and their thinking will naturally no longer be bound by one world. In this way, many people in the low-level world may be able to take this opportunity to soar to the sky, and the world will be upgraded. Once the world is upgraded, whether it is the rewards from the world or the rewards from the chat group, it will definitely make oneself full. Thinking of this, Wu Tong no longer hesitated and quickly sent his guess to the group, dividing line, in the dimensional chat group. A group of people scattered all over the world are chatting in the chat group at this moment. Cute King, this is really a big harvest. With these resources, my Tempest Federation will not have to worry about the development in a short period of time. Cute King, when everyone comes here next time, they will definitely be surprised. Don't believe the poor young man. Oh? That's really congratulations, Rimuru. Don't bully the poor young man, it seems that you have gained a lot. Cute king, it's okay, how about you Zhao? Don't bully the poor young man, it's okay, although most of the time is spent on saving people. Don't bully the poor, but I still found the time to find the things I was looking for. For me, I've already made a profit. Don't bully the poor, picture, Simmons bed, game console, generator, game cartridge, toilet paper, daily necessities, various books JPG. Cute king, as long as you don't feel it's a loss. Dragon King spraying water, yeah, that Dragon King spraying water, actually, I've always wanted to ask, although some of these things are not available in your world, there are still some that should not be worse than this, right? Dragon King spraying water, for example, the sleeping tools, there should be better ones than this, right? Like the quilt woven from Warcraft hair, the pillow filled with herbs and other luxury goods? Don't bully the poor, group leader, there are, but you also said that they are luxury goods. Do you know how expensive those things are? Don't bully the poor, even the cheapest set costs thousands of gold coins. Don't bully the poor, in comparison, wouldn't it be better if I just bought it for free? Anyway, this world is like this, and I don't have to pay. Don't bully the poor young man, although it's not that good, it's still much better than what I usually use. Dragon King spraying water, that makes sense. Don't shake the green lotus, that does make sense. Shouldn't I get some too? After all, if I buy it with money, I don't have that much money. Photographer, if you say so. Just then, Wu Tong rushed in hurriedly, not paying attention to other people's chats, and interrupted directly. Seeker, friends, I found something big. Dragon King spraying water, black question mark? Don't shake the green lotus, huh? Passerby, discovered? What discovery? Photographer, yes, Wu Tong, what discovery? Seeker, listen to me, blah blah, gurgle, gurgle. After a while of explanation, everyone came back to their senses from the news brought by Wu Tong. Dragon King spraying water, WTF. Don't shake the green lotus, damn. Don't bully the poor young man, I'm willing. Xianji King, amazing, I didn't expect that the martial spirit system in your world actually has such potential. Xianji King, the power of the mind. That is indeed a special power that is incomprehensible. Dragon King spraying water, yes, although it is only a little bit, the gold content of the martial spirit has been greatly improved. Buyao Bilion, indeed, this situation is like panning for gold and shit, and gold is really panned out. Chapter 155, the cultivation system that can directly reach the 9th level, the Divine Ring Master, the road to heaven. Angel of laziness, hey, Zhang Chulin, can you please stop using such disgusting metaphors? I'm eating right now. Photographer, that's right, this is too much. Unshakable lotus, ahoha, sorry. Seeker, after I found out about this, I came to find everyone. Seeker, I think if those of us who have seen the world of the heavens and understood the endless void awaken our martial souls, we will definitely be able to awaken some particularly powerful martial souls. Seeker, how about it? My dear friends, are you interested in embarking on the path of a soul master? As soon as Wu Tong spoke, there was a moment of silence in the group. After a while, seeing that no one was talking, Wu Tong was also confused. Shouldn't this be the case? At this time, shouldn't they sign up enthusiastically? Could it be that? Thinking of a certain possibility, Wu Tong tentatively spoke again in the group. Seeker, no, everyone, what's going on? Dragon King sprays water, old Wu, it's not that we don't want a powerful martial soul, but although the awakened martial soul is powerful, the soul master system is really a bit. Guruli didn't say the rest, but Wu Tong also understood what they meant. But after understanding, Wu Tong was even more speechless. Isn't it really like this? Have you guys carefully browsed the group wall? Did I upload the new version of the Soul Master system? Even if there are a lot of things in it, as long as you look carefully, you will definitely find it. As for the strength issue, I believe that as long as you have read the comments in the chat group, you will no longer doubt it. After all, the potential of the new version of the Soul Master system is no worse than other fantasy systems. My god, it seems that these guys didn't read it at all? Then what are they doing in the group all day long? Chatting? I am really speechless, my family. Seeker, have you read what I uploaded? Seeker, the Soul Master system has been improved by me. The new version of the Soul Master system is no worse than some cultivation systems in the fantasy world in terms of combat power or potential. Seeker, in other words, if everyone practices the new version of the Soul Master system now, the combat power and potential issues don't need to be considered at all. Seeker, the only condition that restricts the new version of the martial soul system is the problem of soul rings, but I have also uploaded the solution to this problem. Seeker, if you just take a look, you won't say such words. Seeker, Alice Dragon King spraying water, not shaking green lotus. Photographer, don't despise the poor young man. After everyone heard the news, they didn't know what to say for a while. So there are reasons for us? After reading the message sent by Wu Tong, everyone was shocked by Wu Tong's words. The new version of the Soul Master system is not weaker than other fantasy systems? Is it so outrageous? How long has Wu Tong been in the group? Just about a month. In this short time, he has come up with a power system with infinite potential? Although it is adapted from other power systems, it is not created by himself. But even so, it was shocking enough. Thinking of this, everyone couldn't help but sigh. Sure enough, there is no so-called fairness in the world. No matter which world it is, people who use cheats are the real version of VIP players, and there is an essential difference between them and civilian players like themselves. Moreover, creatures like cheaters cannot be measured by common sense, not to mention Wu Tong who has several cheats on him. After a long time, Zhang Chulin, who reacted, spoke first. Puyeo Billion, there is such a thing? Puyeo Billion, awesome, Brother Tong, you have made a big move for us without making any noise. Moki Xiaonian Kaiong, I just took a look, it's really awesome, the description in the chat group is fierce. Moki Xiaonian Kaiong, Mall Screenshot JPG, Soul Master System, Improved Version, God Ring Master, the cultivation system from the Douluo world. After being improved by the group member seekers, the original potential has been greatly improved. After Wu Tong improved the cultivation system, the original cultivation method remains unchanged, but it needs to be combined with a matching ring condensation method to practice, so that it can reach the standard of the Divine Ring Master. The Divine Ring Master system, combined with the effect of the ring condensation method, can accumulate enough energy to make itself transfer. After the 100th level, the 10 soul rings are fused into a divine ring, and with the help of the huge energy inside, it can transfer itself and enter a new level. This is the first turn of the Divine Ring Master. When entering this realm, the essence of life has been transferred, and both the life level and the combat power level will undergo earth-shaking changes. Then the second, third, and fourth turns will be repeated, and it can be superimposed almost infinitely, and finally enter the threshold of the 9th level. Evaluation, a new way to the sky, with infinite potential Soul Master System, supplementary version, Soul Ring, ring condensation method, from the cultivation system of Douluo world. It has been improved and supplemented by the group member seekers, and can complement the Divine Ring Master cultivation system of the Soul Master system. Through special methods, the Soul Ring is condensed by itself. This Soul Ring is the Soul Master's Life Soul Ring, which can grow automatically as its own strength increases. In this way, when it reaches level 100, it can accumulate enough huge energy to transform itself. After experiencing the first transformation, it can transform all its own strength into the first transformation Divine Ring, and from then on it has supreme power. Evaluation, it is worthless when viewed alone, but when used together with a matching Soul Master system, it has infinite potential. Dragon King sprays water, damn, it's awesome, but is this still the Soul Master system I remember? Dragon King sprays water, why do I feel a little unfamiliar? Dragon King sprays water, also, how can it reach the level of the 9th level? Seeker, the early stage of the Divine Ring Master system, is almost the same as the Soul Master system. Seeker, however, once the first transformation is successful, it can directly migrate to the life level. At this point, it is equivalent to the god of the Douluo world. Seeker, as we all know, the gods of Douluo are famous for their long lifespans in addition to their poor combat power. Seeker, that is to say, once you successfully enter the first turn Divine Ring Master through practicing the Divine Ring Master system, you don't have to worry about your lifespan at all. Seeker, in this case, you can slowly accumulate and use time to grind. Seeker, and after entering the first turn Divine Ring Master, you can directly transform and absorb all energy through the Divine Ring, whether it is national destiny, luck, incense, faith, Seeker, or other things, they can all become the nourishment for the growth of the Divine Ring Master. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 156, People who want to awaken their martial spirits sign up enthusiastically. Seeker, but it is not so easy to enter the 10th level in this way. After all, before the 10th level, it is just a quantitative accumulation. As long as you are lucky enough, you can even merge with a multiverse and enter the realm of the 9th level boss in one fell swoop. Seeker, but the 10th level is a dividing line, which is a qualitative leap. No matter how much you accumulate, if you don't have enough perception, you can't cross this dividing line and can only superimpose infinitely at the multiverse level. Seeker, according to my speculation, when the Divine Ring Master system is turned 10,000 times, it should be able to successfully enter the 9th level. Seeker, if you continue to practice this system, it is nothing more than a matter of how long you walk on the road to the 9th level. Seeker, it is impossible to truly enter the 10th level. Seeker, perhaps this is why the creators of the chat group don't care much about the level of the heavens and the realm before the 10th level. Seeker, Alice as expected, below the 10th level, you will eventually be an ant. Dragon King spraying water, awesome, awesome. But don't be sad about the 10th level. We haven't reached that point yet. Why think so much? Dragon King spraying water, only 10,000 revolutions, that's really far away. Not shaking green lotus, okay, group leader, at least there is still hope. It's not certain whether our current practice system can reach the 9th level. Dragon King spraying water, that's true. Not shaking green lotus, and Brother Tong, you are already very impressive. After the chat group's appraisal, your Soul Master system does have the potential to reach the 9th level. It can be said that it is a road to heaven. Chenshi Zianiao, Chulan said it well, friend Wu Tong, you have done very well. Being able to enter the 9th level is what many people dream of. Don't bully the poor young man. Yes, big man, but I have a question. Don't bully the poor young man. Can the power of faith, the energy of incense and so on be absorbed? Don't bully the poor young man. Isn't it said that faith is poisonous? Seeker, this? Don't worry about it. Seeker, after the first transformation, the condensed divine ring has a filter effect. Seeker, it can directly filter all the energy, filter out all the unfavorable factors, and leave only pure energy. In this way, after the transformation, you can successfully absorb these energies and use them to improve yourself. Seeker, but it should be noted that the transformation of the divine ring is also limited, and it takes time to adjust itself. During this period of time, you can only rely on yourself to accumulate energy. Seeker, but this is not a problem. As long as you have more divine rings and the higher the level of the divine rings, the efficiency of the divine rings in transforming energy will be higher. Seeker, in the later stage, maybe the energy you collect is not as fast as the transformation of the spirit rings. Buyao Bilion, damn, so cool. To be honest, I want to change my cultivation now. Moki Xiaonian Kaiong, Ed 1. Seeker, this doesn't need to be changed. I have tried it. The Divine Ring Master system is centered on the martial soul and does not conflict with other systems. As long as you have enough time, it is not a problem to practice both systems. Dragon King sprays water, Dragon King sprays water, Brother Tong, I want to sign up, please awaken my martial soul. Buyao Bilion. You are so shameless, group leader, you actually snatched my first place. Buyao Bilion, Brother Tong, I want to sign up too. Moki Xiaonian Ki, Ed 1. Photographer G, I want one too. Chen Shixianyu, to be honest, I also want to awaken my martial soul. After hearing Wu Tong explain the advantages of the Divine Ring Master system, everyone was moved. This is a real road to heaven. Not to mention the bright future of reaching the 9th level, the unlimited lifespan after the first transformation is enough to make people excited. In the world of many people, it is impossible to live forever. Now, you only need to practice a new practice system to easily achieve this goal. Not to mention, this Divine Ring Master system does not conflict with other practice systems. In this case, isn't it a pure welfare bureau? Only a fool would miss it, right? Seeker, okay, got it. Seeker, but you guys should get busy now. I will help you awaken your martial spirits when we have dinner tonight. Seeker, to be honest, I am also a little curious about the awakening ceremony tonight. Seeker, what kind of martial spirits can you awaken? I am really looking forward to it. Seeing the message sent by Wu Tong, everyone was eager to go back, but they could only suppress this impulse. After all, they can't go back now, and they don't have special ability. In this way, under the eager expectation of a group of people to go home, time passed quickly. Unknowingly, it was the night of the next day. Day and night rotate, night falls, and everything falls into silence under the shroud of the stars. Only those roars that come one after another can be heard vaguely, bringing a touch of oppressive atmosphere to this quiet night. Zilriziguo. Bedmaster City. Inside a shopping mall. At this moment, the zombies inside the mall have been cleared. Corpses fell to the ground in all directions, and no one asked. These bodies died in different ways. Some were beheaded with a knife. Some were shot through the forehead. Others had no scars on their bodies, but fell quietly to the ground and stopped moving. However, this shocking murder case that would shock the world at ordinary times was ignored at this moment. These countless bodies were left to form a sea of blood. And above this sea of blood, there was another scene. The top floor of the shopping mall was now a brightly lit scene. The gentle warm light covered the entire building without leaving a single gap. The entire floor was as warm and harmonious as if the doomsday had not yet arrived. Looking at the floor that had been decorated by others at this moment, Wu Tong nodded with satisfaction. Not bad. It was quite grand and it really looked like it. After everything was ready, Wu Tong raised his right hand. Snap, a crisp snap of fingers sounded instantly. Along with it, a series of dimensional portals were instantly built. The black and gray energy curtain seemed to be connected to an unknown land, full of mystery. As the portals opened one after another, dozens of figures walked out of the portals. At a glance, they were group members from all over the world and the assistants they brought with them. Brother Tong, hurry up, give it to me. As soon as he ran out of the dimensional portal, Zhang Chulin's eyes were like a locator, and he found Wu Tong's location directly. Chapter 157 March 7th, Starry Sky Train. At the same time, while saying words that could be misunderstood, he ran towards Wu Tong. His eyes were full of eagerness, and the flush on his face might make people misunderstand him. No, he has been misunderstood. Feeling the teasing eyes of those who didn't know the truth behind him, Wu Tong wanted to kill Zhang Julin in his heart. This guy is angry. Cyrillic lettered X. Bang, a loud noise. Wu Tong looked at the smoking fist in his hand and blew away the smoke gently. He no longer paid attention to Zhang Julin, who was blasted into the wall by him. Didn't he know his own control? And he didn't use any force at all. This kid didn't suffer any damage except fainting. Then, Wu Tong's eyes moved to other people who crossed the dimensional portal. Everyone was originally very excited, but when they saw Zhang Julin's end, they immediately suppressed their urgency. He looked well behaved and waited for Wu Tong's arrangement. After all, it's asking someone to do something, not shabby. Let's eat first, and then we'll talk after we finish eating. Seeing everyone's eager eyes, Wu Tong's mouth twitched. Aren't you hungry? You've been busy all day. As Wu Tong sacrificed the artifact, the gourmet tablecloth, a grand dinner party began. Not to mention, it's convenient to have a gourmet tablecloth. Just shout what you want to eat. All kinds of food are available, not only completely free, but also unlimited supply. Wu Tong sighed in his heart, while slowly looking at the famous original god food in his hand, sweet flour stuffed chicken. When I played games before, I was very curious about the taste of this delicacy, and now I can taste it. Looking at the sweet flour stuffed chicken with good color, fragrance and taste, it is very tempting. Wu Tong couldn't wait to take a bite. Wu Tong was silent. Silence is the Cambridge tonight. By the way, is this a bit too sweet? I don't quite understand the taste of Mon people, and I will never try this kind of thing again. Feeling the excessive sweetness coming from his mouth, Wu Tong silently made up his mind. At the same time, the others also began to enjoy the banquet. After all, they had been busy all day, and their bodies had long sent out hunger signals. Now they could take this opportunity to have a big meal, and with unlimited food supply, who would want to eat those particularly unpalatable fast food? Dinner dividing line. After dinner, everyone gathered around the table to reminisce about the gluttonous feast just now. Everyone's face was full of satisfied smiles. Can we start, Brother Tong? After a short rest, Everyone remembered the most important thing and looked at Wu Tong's position with sharp eyes. Zhang Chulin spoke first, not remembering the lesson just now. Wu Tong glanced at him. Of course, Zhang Chulin, you are the last one. Ah. No, ignoring Zhang Chulin's wailing. Wu Tong took out all the things needed for the martial soul awakening and placed them one by one. Damn, why did you forget to simplify the awakening ceremony? It looks so troublesome. If the intelligent brain is not now fully analyzing the protagonist status of this world, I will definitely simplify this ceremony. But then again, does it take so long to analyze the world status? Or is it just the first time that takes so long? Although Wu Tong was thinking about it, his hands did not stop. After all the preparation materials for the awakening of the martial soul were placed one by one according to the records in the database, Wu Tong looked at the people in front of him who were already impatient, and smiled and said, "It's ready. Since you all want to awaken, follow the order on the table. The one next to me will start first, from left to right." Everyone had no objection to this. After all, they all had to awaken sooner or later, and there was no need to destroy their relationship for the sake of an order. Great! As soon as Wu Tong said this, Sanayuki shouted excitedly. She was the first person on Wu Tong's left. "Then let's start, Sanayu, stand in this formation, and leave it to me next." Without wasting any more time, Wu Tong spoke directly. Sanayuki did not hesitate and walked straight into the awakening formation on the ground. She also wanted to see what martial soul she could awaken. Then, after entering the formation, Sanayuki felt the same feeling as when Wu Tong awakened his martial soul. Sanayuki felt as if his body was soaked in a hot spring, soothing and warm. After gradually closing his eyes, his martial soul gradually began to grow in his body. Not long after, swish, with a flash of golden light, a soul seal appeared on the back of Sanayuki's right hand. And with the appearance of the soul seal, an object gradually emerged from her hand. What is it? Everyone looked over curiously, and saw that the image of the object gradually became clear. When the object completely emerged, everyone was dumbfounded. Especially Lao Yang, Xing and Dan Heng, the expressions at this time were even more indescribable. I saw a miniature model of the locomotive floating in Sanayuki's hand. The three of them were naturally familiar with this locomotive. After all, they had just come from this train a few days ago. That's right, the locomotive model that emerged in Sanayuki's hand was exactly the same as the locomotive of the Stardome train. Seeing this scene, the expressions on everyone's faces gradually became strange. Because the way Sanayuki was holding the Starry Sky train reminded them of some secondary creation scenes. Train creation JPG. Create him, Starry Sky train JPG. Infinite car system JPG. Good guy, is Sanayu's future attack method going to be to drive a train to hit people? Such an abstract attack method. Originally, I thought that the appearance of this picture in the game was abstract enough, but I didn't expect that there would be masters in reality. Whose general is this? Is it done? Sanayuki's voice pulled them back from their wild thoughts. But the shocked people were speechless for a long time, as if they didn't know what to say. After not hearing everyone's answer for a long time, Sanayuki couldn't help but open his eyes. Is this the Starry Sky train? She had always been thinking about this unique skill day and night. It wasn't that the Starry Sky train was bad, but it was really beyond her expectations. But maybe this wasn't bad? Sanayuki looked at the martial spirit in his hand. His eyes were dazed for a moment, as if he remembered the happy times on the train. Chapter 158, Harvest Time, Spirit Reserve Increases. Congratulations, little Sanayu, I didn't expect that you have such deep feelings for the train. Wu Tong sighed as he looked at the martial soul in Sanayuki's hand. The martial soul reflects the deep desire and cognition of the human heart. Sanayuki was able to awaken the Starry Sky train martial soul. I guess at this moment, the train and the friends inside are the most important in her heart. Then Wu Tong didn't wait for her to speak, and continued, let's test your soul power and see how fast you will practice in the future. That's right, it's the speed of practice. The Divine Ring Master system not only has infinite potential, but also makes up for the defects of the martial soul system. If you practice the Divine Ring Master system, the innate soul power is no longer a factor that restricts practice. Because even a person without soul power can practice the Divine Ring Master system and enter the extraordinary. However, the innate soul power still has some influence on the Divine Ring Master system. The amount of innate soul power represents the speed of practice. The more innate soul power a person has, the faster the practice speed will be. On the contrary, the less innate soul power a person has, the slower the practice speed will be. Therefore, although the innate soul power can no longer determine whether a person can become a soul master, its importance is still very large. Okay, I think with my qualifications, I must have a lot of innate soul power. After hearing Wu Tong's words, Sanayuki confidently put his hand on the crystal ball handed over by Wu Tong. With a flash of golden light, a few words suddenly appeared on the crystal ball. With the protection of the 1,000 languages, everyone naturally recognized the meaning of these words. Level 40. Well, as expected. In fact, with the quality of the star train, everyone felt that the innate soul power of level 40 was a little too little. After all, this is a divine tool created by the pioneering star god to open up the world. In addition, Sanayuki's mysterious life experience, which is even related to the memory star god. The combination of the two, the innate soul power of only level 40, to be honest, everyone felt that it was indeed a little too little. But Sanayuki didn't care about these. Sanayuki's eyes narrowed when he saw that his innate soul power was as high as level 40. His innate soul power actually exceeded that of Wu Tong, which was really a good thing worth being happy about. Although she knew that this did not mean anything, nor could it allow her to surpass Wu Tong's ability, Sanayuki was still very happy. Haha, little Sanayu, you look so happy, so nothing should happen. Since you are fine after awakening your martial soul, come and help me. After that, Wu Tong directly instilled the information of the martial soul awakening ceremony into Sanayuki's mind. Then he threw her a set of martial soul awakening instruments and sent her aside to awaken the martial souls of the people brought by the group members. No. Seeing that she, who had nothing to do, suddenly had an extra task, the smile on Sanayuki's face gradually disappeared. Wu Tong did not care about Sanayuki's expression and directly shouted, "Next!" After hearing this, Fu Hui immediately walked out. Following Sanayuki's steps just now, she walked into the awakening formation on the ground. Similarly, accompanied by a flash of light, Fu Hui successfully awakened her martial soul, the Guardian Shield. This shield is not a traditional shield, but a skill shield similar to Zhongli's Yazhang shield. It is not a physical shield, but a shield that can be attached to the body at will. After attaching the shield, as long as Fu Hui's will is not extinguished, it can defend against all attacks. And it can also be applied to other people according to Fu Hui's will. The same is true for other people. It is a conceptual shield that will almost never break as long as the will of the person holding the shield is not extinguished. This shield is also the crystallization of Fu Hui's desire for protection in his heart for 50,000 years. Just by looking at this shield, you can feel Fu Hui's brilliant will to protect his family, friends, Shinzhao, civilization, and the world. That will is so brilliant and dazzling that people can't help but be fascinated and admire it. It is people's yearning for good character, and it is also a person's respect and admiration for the purest and most holy person. It is worthy of being the Red Yuan immortal. We still need to learn this firm will to protect. Jizi looked at the light shield in Fu Hui's hand, feeling the will contained in it, and was also full of emotion. Who would have thought that Fu Hui's martial soul would be a light shield? In fact, when Fu Hui walked up, everyone thought that Fu Hui would awaken some offensive martial souls. After all, the combat power of the Red Kite Immortal was obvious to all. But what was unexpected was that Fu Hui's awakened martial soul would be a shield. This was indeed beyond everyone's expectations. It really fits the saying that the mind is fickle and ever-changing. Sure enough, the changeability of the mind is really unpredictable. Tisk, what's so good about an old antique shield? Watch me awaken a stronger martial soul in a while, so that you can have a good experience. Beside Jizi, Zioshi looked at Fu Hui's light shield, with envy on his face, and retorted unconvincedly. Xing, who was also beginning to take human form and quite human, also nodded in agreement. However, the image of both of them is not very good now. Hey, don't be so stubborn, the envy in your eyes is about to become real. Seeing the two people's hypocrisy, everyone just felt funny. Afterwards, Fu Hui took the test result of the 40th level innate soul power and the martial soul awakening ceremony given by Wu Tong, and walked to the side to help others awaken their martial souls. Watching Fu Hui leave, Wu Tong continued to shout, "Next, martial soul awakening dividing line," just like that, until 5 hours later, With the appearance of Zhang Chulin's Forbidden Seal martial soul and his 30th level soul power, Wu Tong finally awakened everyone's martial soul. At this moment, feeling the new extraordinary power in their bodies, everyone was excited. After controlling and playing with it for a while, everyone was really sure. Sure enough, this extraordinary system does not conflict with other power systems. Moreover, it seems that it can also complement the cultivation methods of other systems. In this way, maybe practicing two cultivation systems at the same time will not waste a lot of time as they thought. Thinking of this, the smiles on everyone's faces became brighter. On the side, Wu Tong's smile was equally brilliant. Looking at the dozens of newly added martial souls with abnormal abilities in the database, Wu Tong couldn't help but want to praise his behavior this time. Just now, when Wu Tong was awakening the martial spirits of others, he asked the intelligent computer to allocate some computing power to analyze everyone's martial spirits. Chapter 159 The Martial Spirits of the Group Members. Perhaps because Wu Tong had helped awaken the martial spirits of almost everyone in the group, Wu Tong did not spend much time analyzing the martial spirits of the group members. On the contrary, he encountered some difficulties when analyzing the martial spirits of other people. However, this was not a big problem. Even if there were some difficulties, they could still be solved. Fortunately, after the awakening ceremony was completed, Wu Tong successfully collected all the martial spirits he wanted. At this moment, the martial spirits lying in Wu Tong's database are Fu Hua's Guardian Shield, Undead Will, Unbreakable Shield, San Yuki's Starry Sky Train, Exploration Artifact, Travel Through the World. Hizai's Small Universe Computer has the potential to be upgraded to a universe computer, a multiverse computer. Can is God of Food Tree, can produce a variety of food, and can obtain food gains by adding soul rings. Gabriel's Game World, a small world, you can load the game into it to form a game world, and then enter it yourself to improve your strength through the game. Xiao Yan's Breaking World Gate, out of the desire for home, he formed this martial spirit, which can travel through the world. Zhongli's Absolute Contract, a contract of absolute constraint. People whose strength is not higher than Zhongli's by 3 levels cannot violate the provisions of the contract. Group Leader Guruli's Infinite Seal, can use the power and ability of others to transform into a Dead King. Rimulu's World of Great Harmony, a world where rules can be freely set for the world, and creatures in the world cannot violate the rules of the world. It comes from Rimulu's desire for a world of great harmony. Zhang Chulin's Seal of Breaking Prohibitions, can break all prohibitions. As the strength increases, more and more prohibitions can be broken, and finally even the restrictions of heaven and the bottleneck of cultivation can be broken. Kato Oyashi's World ID card, can integrate into any world and have the identity given by the world, and will not be expelled from the world. All these powerful martial spirits are lying quietly in Wu Tong's database. I really didn't expect that a martial spirit system that I didn't pay much attention to before could actually have such terrifying potential, feeling the huge computing power that far exceeds his own space-based computing group by who knows how many times. Hizai looked at the small universe computer martial spirit in his hand, which was as deep as a universe, and his eyes were shining. At the same time, she was shocked and began to reflect on her arrogant mentality. That's right. I didn't expect that the martial soul system that I looked down upon at the beginning would have such potential. If I had known earlier, I would have awakened the martial soul earlier. Guruli also nodded and agreed with Hizai's words, looking at the infinite seal in her hand and the power imprint cards of Hizai, Gabriel, Zhongli, and Xiao Yan stored in the seal. The worries about the future in her heart have completely disappeared, replaced by a full sense of security. Because Guruli only has a soul power of level 40 now, she can only imprint the power of 4 people. And because of her strength, she can't exert her full power. But even so, it also makes Guruli extremely satisfied. After all, with this martial soul, she can finally embark on the road of borrowing for free. Ever since she saw the demeanor of Decade, Orb, and Zio, Guruli has always been very interested in borrowing. Now she can finally get what she wants. Thinking of this, Guruli hugged the soul seal on her arm and kissed it. Huh? Everyone on the side immediately looked at Guruli with disdain. Zhang Julin looked at his martial soul with a smirk on his face. Then he seemed to realize his image problem and put away his smile. He took his martial soul, broke the forbidden seal, and quietly came to a deserted place. He looked around and found that there was indeed no one. Then he took off his pants with confidence. He covered the martial soul on the toad sand. After a while, Zhang Chulin came out of the corner refreshed. As the saying goes, people are refreshed when they are happy. This is what Zhang Chulin is like at this moment. After the others played with their martial souls for a while, they opened the group mall and exchanged the ring condensation method and the divine ring master practice method. He sat cross-legged on the spot and began to practice. It seems that the effect is not bad. Sure enough, it is a correct decision not to set the price according to the group mall's estimate. Seeing that even Xiao Yan and the other three who have just joined the group could exchange for two methods, Wu Tong also breathed a sigh of relief. After all, his original intention was never to gain points, but to promote the cultivation method he created. Although Wu Tong's own points are not particularly many, they are definitely not small. And as long as he wants, he can use the technology in the intelligent brain or the resources he has rubbed out by hand to exchange a large number of points at any time. Therefore, for Wu Tong, points are not important at all. What is important is the rewards from the world and the chat group. As long as the new cultivation system can be promoted, then this cultivation system that goes straight to the 9th level will definitely promote the upgrading of the world. In this way, after the world is upgraded, Wu Tong, as the creator of the cultivation system, can naturally get a lot of rewards. These things are the most valuable. After all, what bad things can the world consciousness come up with? Therefore, after the group mall gave its own valuation, Wu Tong did not set the price according to the valuation of the group mall. Instead, he estimated it himself and set a suitable price to ensure that every group member can exchange for these two methods. Although he didn't care about it after uploading, the two methods have been ignored. But that's not a problem, because gold always shines. Isn't this a result? Now it seems that the approach at that time was indeed correct. Seeing that everyone was immersed in cultivation, Wu Tong stretched out a bit bored and stopped paying attention to them. He walked straight into a room and took out a big bed. After changing into pajamas, he buried his head in it. In a short while, Wu Tong fell into deep sleep. As for the people who were cultivating outside, they were isolated by the space barrier and no zombies could rush in. Therefore, the cultivation environment for everyone was still very safe. Day and night rotate, time flies, the third day of the Academy of Apocalypse. Early morning. The top floor of the mall. Haha, Xiao Yanzi, look at me, am I awesome? Early in the morning, Zhang Chulin, who had finished his cultivation, did not put away his martial spirit, but found Xiao Yan with 4 black spirit rings behind him. He was ready to show off to Xiao Yan the changes in his strength after a night. Chapter 160, Erosion Successfully, a world will be harvested. Zhang Chulin now looks quite arrogant like a villain who has achieved success. However, after a night of practice, coupled with the soul power increase brought by the soul ring, Zhang Chulin's soul power has broken through the 49th level, and he is only one step away from reaching the 50th level. From this point of view, he does have the capital to show off. Therefore, as soon as he finished practicing, he couldn't help but want to show off and went to find his bad friend Xiao Yan. Hearing this, Xiao Yan just rolled his eyes at him, and 5 black soul rings also appeared behind him, and judging from the color, it seems that the age of the soul rings is higher than that of Zhang Chulin. Haha, it seems that mine is not as good looking as mine. Tisk, give me some time, I will definitely catch up with you. Zhang Chulin was not surprised to see this scene, but said a little unconvinced. He thought he had caught up with Xiao Yan, but he didn't expect that he was still a little short. But then again, the martial soul system after Brother Tong's modification is really amazing. When the Luotian Dajio comes, my strength will definitely give those guys a big surprise. After all, my current soul master cultivation is much stronger than my key training cultivation, and my combat power is also stronger. Just as the two were communicating, an old man also interrupted. Yao Lao, Chulan is right, this cultivation system is really amazing, giving people a feeling of endlessness, as if there is no end to cultivation. But then again, Xiao Yanzi, the cultivation of the two of you is still a little bit off, you have to work hard. After saying that, he hung his 6 black soul rings behind him, laughed loudly, and flashed away. Yao Lao, who ran away after pretending to be cool, naturally did not see the speechless expressions of the two people behind him. Wu Tong, who had just gotten up, looked at this scene with a complicated expression. When did Yao Lao become so naughty? Or is this his nature? But before Wu Tong could go deeper, a voice interrupted Wu Tong's thoughts. The voice of the intelligent brain instantly rang in Wu Tong's mind. Master, The protagonist of this world has been completely analyzed and eroded. Great, then we will use the connection between the protagonist and the world as a stepping stone to further erode the world consciousness. Hearing the message from the intelligent brain, Wu Tong's attention was immediately diverted. After the step, this world will be completely unable to resist his control. As long as the erosion is successful, then the next things to be done will be much easier. Yes, Master, by the way, how long will it take this time? Wu Tong suddenly thought of this question and hurriedly asked the intelligent brain. The length of time is a problem. He doesn't want to stay in this world for several years. This erosion only takes 12 hours? Hearing the words of the intelligent brain, Wu Tong felt a little confused. What's going on? Why does it take more time to erode a protagonist, but it takes less time to erode an entire world? Wu Tong said he couldn't understand, so he asked the intelligent brain directly. Master, after this erosion, I found that the connection between the world and the protagonist is not ordinary, just like a father and son. The protagonist occupies a large part of the composition of the world, so, after I thoroughly analyzed the protagonist this time, it is actually equivalent to analyzing a large part of the world itself. If I then analyze the entire world, it will naturally not take long. Moreover, this world is still a non-supernatural world. The consciousness of the world is not intelligent. An unconscious beast naturally has no ability to resist my erosion. What's more, this world is a ruined world and is about to break and die. In this case, it is also powerless to resist my erosion, so, under the influence of various debuffs, this has created a situation where eroding this world will take less time than eroding the protagonist. After hearing the explanation of the intelligent brain, Wu Tong suddenly realized it. It's like you want to kidnap a rich father and son, although they are both rich. But the son is stronger and younger, so he has a stronger ability to resist and is more difficult to kidnap. But this old man is different. Not only is he old and weak, but he is also seriously ill and will soon pass away. In this case, kidnapping this old man will naturally be easier than kidnapping his son. Master, I will go to work first. Seeing that Wu Tong understood what he said, the intelligent brain did not intend to waste any more time. You know, eroding a world, such a high-quality topic, is also an extremely attractive thing for it. Go, go. Wu Tong waved his hand and sent the intelligent brain away. After solving this matter, Wu Tong walked out of the room in a good mood. Very naturally integrated into the crowd who were discussing fiercely, Xiaoxi, lend me some of your power. At this moment, Guruli was entangled with Xiaoxi. After a night of practice, her soul power successfully broke through the 50th level with a promotion of 4 soul rings. Guruli, who added another rubbing position, naturally wanted to add another trump card for herself. So, Guruli's eyes were fixed on Xiaoxi's power. Let's not talk about Xiaoxi's power of the Harsher of Knowledge, which combines the warrior's physique with the miraculous martial arts accumulated over 50,000 years. Just her awakened martial spirit is enough to make Guruli beg so humbly. Group Pet Aura, the martial spirit of the Harsher of Knowledge, in Fuhu's memory, knew her own experience when there was no chat group, referring to the fact that she was not recognized as Fuhu by Fuhu, Kiana, Branai and others when she was first born. Therefore, she longed to be recognized by others, longed to be recognized by Fuhu, friends, and people around her, so the strong desire prompted the formation of this martial spirit. Martial spirit effect. If you have this martial spirit, you will be the group pet in the hearts of any creature, you can be recognized by all creatures, you will not be harmed, but will be treated in various ways. Look. What is the gold content? This is full of gold content. The description is very clear, you will not be harmed in front of any creature. This means that as long as you have this martial spirit, you can be invincible. Guruli was very sure that as long as she had this martial soul, even if she couldn't replicate all the effects with her current strength, even if it was only a little bit of the effect, it would be enough for her to save her life in a critical moment. For her, this martial soul is a life-saving artifact. Alright, I'll just give you one. I really don't know what's so good about this martial soul. I don't want to get recognition from others. This is purely slandering me. Chapter 161 Episode, Wu Tong is robbed. Xiaoxi couldn't stand being pestered by Guruli, so she agreed to Guruli's request. But she really didn't want to admit that she longed for recognition from others, so she always showed a look of disdain for this martial spirit. After that, Xiaoxi directly handed her hand to Guruli. When Guruli borrowed power yesterday, She was also watching from the side, so she naturally knew the process. Hey, thank you Xiaoxi, you are the best. Hearing that Xiaoxi agreed, Guruli pounced directly and gave Xiaoxi a big hug. Being hugged by Guruli fiercely, Xiaoxi's cheeks blushed slightly. Although he wanted to push Guruli away several times, he didn't push her away in the end. After Guruli left Xiaoxi's arms, she didn't care about Xiaoxi's expression, but directly summoned the martial spirit, and the infinite seal appeared on the back of her right hand instantly. As Guruli's mind moved, a transparent card floated out of the seal and fell into her hand. Guruli took the card and put it in Xiaoxi's hand. As a white light flashed, Xiaoxi only felt like he was scanned by something, and then he no longer felt anything. However, the card in his hand changed from transparent to a white painted card with the image of Xiaoxi's hair. It worked. Thank you Xiaoxi, I love you the most. Guruli was surprised to see the card and gave Xiaoxi another hug, then picked up the card in Xiaoxi's hand and put it into the seal. So, the news of shock, the group leader entangled with the hair of knowledge, between two women came to an end. Of course, in addition to here, various interesting things are also happening in other groups. For example, Gabriel took the cute king to the game world to play games. Zhongli went to the alien elderly group to discuss how to sign the contract. Hizai used the small universe computer to study Gabriel's feathers day and night, trying to figure out the difference between scientific angels and metaphysical angels. Wu Tong and Kana ate a lot together, discussing the gourmet tablecloth and the god of food tree, which one made more delicious food. After a while, the crazy people finally remembered the purpose of coming to this world. After saying goodbye to each other, they rushed to all parts of the world again. However, none of them knew that they only had 12 hours left to stay. Wu Tong looked at the group of people who stayed together and asked, "What should we do next? What are you going to do? What are your plans?" Everyone looked at each other and saw the confusion in each other's eyes. It seems that no one has any ideas. Seeing this, Wu Tong, who originally wanted to make a big move before leaving, lost interest at this time. Then let's continue to follow fate and go wherever we go, Alice. Forget it, it doesn't matter, just wave it. Just like that, as Wu Tong and others started to play, a group of people continued to stroll around. However, this time, Wu Tong did not summon the ghost again, but planned to let everyone use zombies as creatures to master the new power. Of course, without the black fog released by the ghost as a cover, the supernatural methods of the people naturally attracted the covetousness of some people with bad intentions. Boss, that group of people's in front, well, listen to my command later. First control those powerless young people. They should be the ones protected by this team, boss, you are wise. As long as we control this group of people, we can control that group, okay, stop talking nonsense. Notify the brothers, get ready, and charge immediately. Yes, boss, the deserted streets. The atmosphere of decay is everywhere. Except for the wandering zombies, there are no other living creatures. However, at this time, the silence is covered by the sound of explosions. First soul skill, nether blade. Second soul skill, blue flame hand. First soul skill, earth vine stab. Gold, green, black, white, colorful lights shine on the deserted streets. Accompanied by knife slashing, sword slashing, bullets, and punching, all fell on the zombies with hideous faces that rushed over. Wu Tong and others followed behind, watching a group of people who had just gained extraordinary powers venting their energy on zombies. Although in the eyes of Wu Tong and others, this scene was really boring, in the eyes of others, this group of people with extraordinary powers were like gods, bringing them hope. Let's go. After clearing the zombies in this area, everyone planned to continue to move forward to the next place. At this time, a small accident occurred. Bang! With the sound of a gunshot, a bullet hole appeared at Wu Tong's feet. Then, a group of ragged wanderers with guns in their hands appeared in front of everyone. As soon as they appeared, they pointed their guns at Wu Tong and others. A middle-aged man who looked like a leader walked out of the crowd and stared at the team members with a joking look. Don't move, otherwise I can't guarantee that the people you protect will not have any accidents. The people they protect? Wu Tong and others looked at each other and saw the speechless eyes of each other. This group of people, are they being treated as ordinary people to be protected? Wu Tong suddenly felt a little interesting. After sending a message to others, he gave the team leader a look, signaling him not to expose it. He wanted to see what fun this group of people could bring to him. After receiving Wu Tong's signal, The team leader immediately understood and raised his hand to signal everyone to give up the attack. Seeing this, the team members stopped their actions even though they didn't understand what was happening. After all, they didn't think that this group of vagrants could cause any harm to Wu Tong and others. Seeing this scene, the middle-aged man became more excited. It seems that he guessed right. As long as he kidnapped this group of ordinary people, they would not dare to act rashly. Thinking of this, the middle-aged man laughed, and laughed wildly. I admit that you are very powerful and have the kind of power beyond ordinary people, but so what? In the end you still have to listen to me. After saying that, the middle-aged man's expression suddenly changed, with a fierce and crazy look, and his eyes were full of greed and desire. Tell me how you got your ability. Don't try to lie to me. I've observed you. You didn't have this ability yesterday afternoon, but you suddenly got it today. If you don't want them to get hurt, tell me the truth. Chapter 162, After the interlude, The Magnificence of the Endless Void. Wu Tong, what did he think this guy was up to? Turns out he was just a fool who wanted to win big with a small investment. Oh, blame me, blame me. I thought this group of people could bring some fun to me and others, but judging from the situation, it seems that there is nothing to be happy about. For a moment, the scene was silent, and the air seemed to freeze at this moment. 1 second passed. 2 seconds passed. 3 seconds passed. Just like that, the scene remained silent for a minute in this strange silence. The middle-aged man and others saw that the team leader and others not only did not tell the secret of extraordinary power as they thought, but instead looked at them with a fool's eye. A bad feeling rose in their hearts. At this time, a little brother next to him put his head close to the middle-aged man's ear and said, "Boss, I think this situation seems a little wrong. Could it be that the group of people we tied up?" Hearing this, the middle-aged man's head was buzzing, and he suddenly realized something. Yes, there is another possibility, but they have always been subconsciously ignored. That is, this group of people are not the ones they are protecting, but the ones who are holding them back. However, he was deceived by their appearance and subconsciously thought that this group of people were the ones being protected. If this is really possible, then the expression of this armed team is easy to understand. He and others are afraid that they have become clowns for their amusement. Thinking of this, the middle-aged man glanced at Wu Tong and others quietly, trying to find evidence that they are not strong. The result naturally disappointed him. Wu Tong still looked calm, as if this kidnapping was just a farce. Seeing that the middle-aged man had come to his senses, Wu Tong was also a little bored. Although it is fun to tease a fool, this person does not look like a fool. Isn't this quite smart? Wu Tong yawned as if he was a little tired. Have you been discovered? Then solve it quickly. Enough time has been wasted. As Wu Tong's voice fell, everyone started to move. Take Su Sword Energy, Dragon Breath Roar, Soul Skill Strikes, Gun Bullets, Fists and Feet. Countless attack methods were used by everyone in an instant. In just a moment, the Wanderer team, which had at least several hundred people, fell one after another in a pool of blood. There are such fools in this world. Are they mentally ill? They dare to kidnap this immortal. They are simply impatient to live. After resolving this farce, Zioshi was still indignant. If Wu Tong hadn't suddenly stopped her from taking action just now, wanting to have fun, she could have directly solved this group of people when they opened fire. By the way, Wu Tong, don't you have that detection ability? Why didn't you discover this group of people in advance this time? After seeing the scene when Wu Tong captured Kimuro Takashi, although Wu Tong didn't say it, everyone guessed that Wu Tong had the detection ability to detect the surrounding situation. Therefore, Guruli asked the doubts in her heart, I don't know why Wu Tong didn't detect the arrival of this group of people. Okay, it's just a small episode. We should always leave some unknowns in life. If we know everything in advance, what's the point? Wu Tong explained after hearing Guruli's question. He didn't want to be a person who knew everything. That would be so boring. Of course. This was only because Wu Tong was sure that he would do this. If it was in another world where Wu Tong felt unsure, he would definitely not be so extravagant. After all, he was also a person who cherished his life. Just like this, after the small episode, everyone continued to wander around aimlessly. 12 hours later, the armed team and the Apocalypse Trio were attacking in an increasingly capable and concise way. Just like the underworld, Wu Tong, who was looking for zombies to attack everywhere, suddenly had a shock. The information from the intelligent brain came. Master, the world consciousness has been eroded. You are now the controller of this world and can take over this world at any time. Listening to the voice coming from his mind, Wu Tong was immediately itchy. This is really great. Finally, it's done. Although Wu Tong was sure about the major event of eroding the world, he was still unsure in his heart. After all, this was not a joke. So before everything was settled, Wu Tong's nerves were always tense. Now he suddenly got the exact news from the intelligent brain. Wu Tong finally put down the stone in his heart at this moment. So, Wu Tong didn't want to wait any longer, and asked the intelligent brain directly, how to take over this world. Master, please follow me. The intelligent brain felt Wu Tong's urgency and expressed understanding, and immediately stopped wasting time. A strange wave emerged from Wu Tong's mind. Wu Tong released his consciousness and acted according to the guidance of this wave. The next moment, Wu Tong's consciousness followed this wave, as if entering a strange channel. His consciousness infinitely ascended, his soul infinitely elevated, and finally jumped up, transcending the world, and his consciousness came to the infinite void. In this endless void, the endless world like the sands of the sea of boundaries, like stars in the night, flickering with dim starlight. In those starlights, Wu Tong could vaguely see the figures of strong people in some worlds picking stars and moons, moving mountains and filing the sea. In some worlds, the creatures of the mortal world compete to cross the mortal world, just to seek the possibility of becoming stronger. In some other worlds, people depend on each other and light up the stars of the fire of civilization. In just a moment, Wu Tong understood the environment he was in now, the endless void. Only here can Wu Tong see this infinite world and endless wonders. However, Wu Tong only took a glance at those worlds and then ignored them. In this endless void, even the closest world adjacent to the world, although it looks very close, the distance between the two is actually as large as countless universes. Although Wu Tong can reach other worlds with the help of portals. However, Wu Tong never had this plan. He is a person with a clear plan, and he knows very well what he wants, what he needs, and what he should do at what time. For Wu Tong, at this time, the first thing to do is to focus on his own goals. Therefore, for those tempting worlds, Wu Tong just glanced at them and didn't pay attention to them anymore. After coming to his senses, Wu Tong turned his gaze back to the world in front of him. Is this the world of High School of the Dead? This. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 163, Collecting the Copy World and World Control Authority. Looking at the world in front of him, Wu Tong was not surprised, but full of doubts. It was because this world was too small. Yes, it was too small. Outside the world, Wu Tong could clearly see that the overall size of this world was only a solar system. Every planet in the solar system was real. But outside the solar system, there was nothing. Because there was only one thing here, that was the world fetal membrane connected to the endless void. The planets and galaxies observed by humans in the world were just the projection of the endless sea of stars on the world fetal membrane in the lower world. Outside the world fetal membrane, it was not the magnificent universe imagined by humans, but the power of nothingness that was eroding the world all the time. After staring at the world in front of him for a while, Wu Tong put it behind him. It didn't matter whether this world was big or small. He needed this world just to be a springboard to help him control the Douluo world. So he didn't care about the size of this world. As long as Wu Tong's requirements were met, nothing mattered. And the size of this world was enough to attract the attention of the Douluo world consciousness. Wu Tong only needs to know this. If it is not necessary, he does not want to think about other things. In life, you can do whatever you want. Why think so much? Thoughts always pass by in an instant. Wu Tong seems to have been thinking for a long time, but in fact, not even a minute has passed. After retracting his thoughts, Wu Tong began to carefully look at the world in front of him, which will soon belong to him. After a closer look, Wu Tong found that the dilapidated situation of this world was far beyond his imagination. Tisk, tisk, it's really miserable. Is this the so-called dilapidated world? It's almost like a sieve, right? In the world in front of Wu Tong, the fetal membrane of the world has long been eroded by the void. There are no less than thousands of cracks in the fetal membrane that Wu Tong can observe. Even the power of nothingness has begun to penetrate into the world, eroding the civilization in the world, corroding the power of the world, and trying to devour the world from inside and outside. Of course, this is also the usual method of the power of the void. So, those so-called zombies are caused by these void forces? No wonder they suddenly appeared without any trace. It turns out that this is not caused by science, but by metaphysics. After carefully observing the composition of the void force, Wu Tong found that it was somewhat similar to some special particles in the zombies. After careful consideration, Wu Tong finally came to this conclusion. Isn't this making wedding clothes for me? This void, people are pretty good. After figuring out what happened, Wu Tong couldn't help but want to thank the void. After all, the void took great pains to erode the world, but in the end, it was picked by itself. This kind of good thing that fell from the sky really made Wu Tong overjoyed. After figuring out everything, Wu Tong, who had no worries, was ready to start collecting the world. But according to the tutorial given by the intelligent brain, Wu Tong flew towards the inside of the world. The speed of the divine mind can travel to the North Sea in the morning and Kangwoo in the evening. In just a moment, Wu Tong's consciousness came into contact with the world. When they came into contact, Wu Tong's soul was not shattered by this world. Instead, the two seemed to be one, and Wu Tong merged directly into it like a drop of water entering a river. On the street. Success! Wu Tong opened his eyes suddenly, feeling the miniature world sphere in his mind. At the moment when Wu Tong merged with the world, the eroded consciousness of this world turned into a stream of light like a stray puppy finding its owner, and instantly sank into Wu Tong's sea of consciousness. After the entire world consciousness entered here, it directly turned into a world model, floating in Wu Tong's sea of consciousness. This world model is exactly the same as what Wu Tong saw in the endless void. Even the location and distribution of the cracks on the world's fetal membrane are the same. World Control Authority. At the first glance at this model world, Wu Tong understood what this thing was. The authority to control the world. As the name suggests, only by possessing this thing can one be called a true world controller. Because only those who have the authority to control the world can do whatever they want in this world and be omnipotent. Therefore, in the world, only those who have absolute control can be called the master of the world. Wu Tong stared at the model of this world. The more he looked at it, the more he felt that this thing was a microcosm of the world. He could even see himself in a daze in this model of the world. Wait, myself? Wu Tong's eyes suddenly widened, as if he saw something incredible. There is actually myself in it? Is it so magical? Real-time monitoring? Scene projection? Or a high-dimensional perspective? This is just as outrageous as watching TV on TV. If you have doubts, you naturally need to solve them. But before Wu Tong could ask, the intelligent brain answered the question that Wu Tong was about to ask. The control authority of this world can be said to be a miniature simulated world. In this model world, you can observe everything that is happening in the world. Moreover, this world can be said to be a miniature version of the world itself. The impact you have on the world model will also be reflected in reality in proportion. The most important thing is that if you want, you can also use the model world to pack up the entire world and leave this location. If you have the ability, you can find a new location in the endless void and resettle this world. In short, this model world is the artifact that you control, modify, and carry with you, so that's it. There is such a saying. Wu Tong looked like he had learned something new. After understanding the role of the model world, Wu Tong sent the intelligent brain away and asked him to continue working. It must be said that if capitalists are to be hung on the street lights, Wu Tong must be one of them. After sending the intelligent brain away, Wu Tong began to look for his acquaintances in the model world. It didn't take long for Zhang Julin, Xiao Yan, Teresa, Fu Hui, Zhongli, Rimuru, and other group members scattered around the world to appear in Wu Tong's eyes. Watching them treating the wounded or collecting resources, Wu Tong couldn't help but laugh. It was so funny, they were busy for so long, but they didn't get as much as I, who wasn't busy. Chapter 164, World Master, promoted to Group Management. After observing for a while and finding that there was no problem, Wu Tong exited the sea of consciousness. As soon as Wu Tong exited the chat group, a cold mechanical voice sounded in the ears of all chat group members. It is detected that the resources of this world have been collected, and there is no surplus value in this world. Please bring your own resources and prepare to return to your own world. The remaining stay time, 1 hour. This mechanical voice is the voice of the chat group. After the chat group voice sounded, Everyone exploded, in the Dimension chat group. Mo Qi Xiaonian Kaiong, no, what's going on? What resources have been collected? Don't we still have a lot of places to go? Buyao Bilion, yes, Zioyan and I have only collected resources from 4 cities? Why did the chat group suddenly say that the resources have been collected? Passerby, is there a bug in the chat group? Dragon King spraying water, I don't know, I was wondering too. Dragon King spraying water, I was having fun, and suddenly this happened. Lazy Angel, can I finally go back? That's great. Leisurely wandering in the world, this is indeed a bit unbelievable. Everyone ignored Gabriel's words and continued to discuss the notification sent by the chat group. Wu Tuang entered the group and found that almost everyone was discussing the notification of the chat group. Well, the chat group will not just assume that this world is no longer necessary to be plundered because I control it. As soon as this idea came up, it was confirmed by the group assistant. It is detected that the group member seeker has become the master of a world. The group member seeker is now granted the administrator privileges of the chat group. The appearance of the first administrator is detected. After the chat group determines, the group member seeker is awarded the following rewards. Points reward. 5 million wall points reward. A wisp of the origin of the world. The method of refining the fortune treasure. The list of gods. A special lottery. Red kite immortal. Dragon King spraying water. WTF. Buyao Bilion. WTF. Mo Qi Xiaonian Poor. WTF. Seeing the rewards in the chat group, everyone's eyes were red with envy. 5 million points are not important. What is important is the next 3 things. The method of refining the conferred god list, a wisp of the origin of the world, plus a special lottery with 10 billion points. How lucky is it to get such a good reward? The special lottery is a real lottery of the heavens. It takes 10 billion points to draw once. As long as you are lucky enough, you can even get treasures that the creators of the chat group do not have. The origin of the world, according to the information provided by the group assistant, is the most essential power that constitutes the world. The original power that constitutes the world is also the original power that can only be born from the world itself, a completely omnipotent energy. And the conferred god list, that is the magic weapon used by the Emperor of Heaven to control the gods in the prehistoric mythology. Although it is just a forge and blueprint, it is very precious even so. Dragon King spraying water, no, is this how you play it? Dragon King spraying water, open? Seeker, I have never turned it off, okay. Dragon King spraying water, Buyao Bilion, Brother Tong, what is the matter with the Lord of the World that the group assistant mentioned? Don't bully a poor young man, that's right, Brother Tong, how did you suddenly become the Lord of the World? Don't bully a poor young man, wait, don't bully a poor young man, Lord of the World? The process of collecting resources in the group dungeon was suddenly interrupted. Could it be Brother Tong who did it? Seeing the title of Lord of the World, Xiao Yan finally reacted. He could make the chat group suddenly end the dungeon journey, and a Lord of the World appeared. Then isn't the answer obvious? Don't bully a poor young man. So, this world is the world you control? Don't shake the green lotus? Don't shake the green lotus, yes, but Brother Tong, haven't you been playing all the time? When did you control this world? Seeing that several people in the group almost guessed what happened in a few words, Wu Tong was not surprised. Not to mention that the group members are almost all smart people. Just say that this matter itself, isn't it easy to guess? After Wu Tong stayed in this world for a few days, a world suddenly became Wu Tong's. There is something wrong with this situation at a glance, right? Seeker, this is indeed my fault. You guessed well, but I didn't expect there would be such a consequence. Dragon King sprays water, it's really you. Dragon King sprays water, how did you do it? When I thought about how I was still struggling for survival, while my fellow villager became the master of a world. Thinking of this, Guruli was full of resentment. Seeing Wu Tong getting rich was even more painful than her losing money. Seeker, this is what happened. Wu Tong's explanation time. Seeker, in short, that's it. After listening, everyone looked stunned. Isn't this luck too good? Dragon King sprays water, erosion of power, protagonist status, ruined world, plus your unique plugin Dragon King sprays water, how could it be so coincidental? Dragon King sprays water, if any one condition is missing, your action this time will not be successful. You are too lucky. Buyao Bilion, indeed, you are worthy of being Brother Tong. It turns out that time travelers are awesome. Dragon King sprays water, Don't bully the poor young man, cute king. Zhang Chulin's words instantly hit 3 people. To be precise, 3 time travelers. Seeing that he had said the wrong thing, Zhang Chulin's face flashed with embarrassment. Then he quickly changed the subject and tried to make up for his mistake. Buyao Bilian, Brother Tong, you have become an administrator, right? What are the benefits of being an administrator? Dragon King spraying water, isn't your change of topic too abrupt? Dragon King spraying water, but forget it, I won't argue with you. I am also curious about the benefits of being an administrator. Qi Yuan Xianrun, Ed 1. Tianji Wang, Ed 1. Passerby, Ed 1. Photographer G, add 1 for curiosity. Wu Tong saw that everyone was curious about the administrator's authority, and he was also aroused. Seeker, wait a minute, I'll go and take a look. After saying that, Wu Tong exited the chat interface and transferred the chat group interface to his personal information panel. But he saw that the originally plain panel was still plain and unadorned, and there was no change. If you have to find a change, it is only that a white label appeared behind Wu Tong's name. The 3 big words administrator were written on the label, emitting a faint light. Seeing this, Wu Tong tapped the label with his consciousness. Suddenly, a stream of information was transferred from the label to his mind along with Wu Tong's consciousness. After Wu Tong sorted out the information a little, he began to read it in detail. Chapter 165, hit the target with one shot, the innate magical power. Chat group member, Seeker, Wu Tong. Identity, Lord of the World. Chat group authority, Administrator. Authority level, level 1, second only to the highest authority of the group owner. Authority ability, mute, as the name suggests, small discount. 20% off, exchange in the group mall. Anti-privilege, the group owner has no effect on his privileges. In addition to these, there are a lot of benefits, big and small. These glaring benefits clearly tell Wu Tong about the status of the administrator. Well, there are quite a lot, but it can only be said to be icing on the cake. After carefully checking all the privileges, Wu Tong stroked his chin and said with a little regret, but it's better than nothing. It's still a little more convenient. After understanding it, Wu Tong closed his information panel and returned to the group chat page. Seeker, screenshot JPG. Seeker, this is the authority of the administrator. The benefits are not bad. Lazy Angel, well, another authority group member. Lazy Angel withdrew a message. Seeker, Dragon King spraying water. The 2 were speechless. Do you think we don't know what you are going to say if you withdraw it? What is this? Covering one's ears and stealing the bell. Group member Lazy Angel was muted by the administrator for 1 hour. Damn it, why is it consciousness input? Can't it be typed? At this moment, Gabriel, who was muted, had a face full of resentment. Buyao Bilian, the benefits are really good, and there is even a 20% discount shopping privilege. Seeing this privilege, Zhang Chulin was full of envy. If he had this privilege, how many points would he have left? Thinking of his empty wallet, Zhang Chulin couldn't help but want to shed tears of poverty. Don't bully the poor young man. Indeed, the 20% discount privilege is very tempting. Xiao Yan couldn't deny it. You know, this is a lifetime 20% discount privilege. It's okay for a few hundred or a few thousand points. But if it's something worth tens of millions or hundreds of millions, how many points can be saved? He didn't dare to think about it. Photographer, although I don't really want to interrupt you, but did you forget that we only have 1 hour to sort out our things? Everyone, damn it, I was so engrossed in the chat that I actually forgot about this. Thinking of this, everyone was no longer in the mood to continue chatting and quickly exited the chat group. After exiting the chat group, everyone began to greet the people they brought with them and sorted out the collected resources without stopping. After the others exited, Wu Tong did not exit the chat group. He planned to take this opportunity to use the special lottery rewarded to him by the chat group. As for the other 2 rewards, Wu Tong was not in a hurry. Although the origin of the world is precious, he has already planned its use, and the conferred god list cannot be refined now, so Wu Tong's anxiety is useless. But this special lottery is different. Judging from what happened today, he has good luck today. Maybe this lottery can be a hit. Thinking of this, Wu Tong rubbed his hands excitedly and opened the group lottery interface. Accurately found the button for the special lottery. Without much hesitation, he pressed it directly. A single draw brings out a miracle. May all the great gods bless me so that I can draw good things. Greek letter delta. Come out for me. Facts have proved that Wu-Tong's luck today is indeed very good. A golden stream of light swam from the endless void. After floating in the air for a while, it finally landed in front of Wu-Tong. The golden light dissipated, and a black light ball appeared in front of Wu-Tong. This is, before Wu-Tong could check it clearly, the black light ball hit Wu-Tong's head directly, and then merged with Wu-Tong. Following that, there was a message that introduced the origin of the light ball. After Wu-Tong checked this information, he finally understood what the light ball was. It turned out that this light ball was the innate magical power of a race born from the endless void, a race that feeds on the world, the Void Beast. The Void Beast clan is naturally favored by the endless void. Every beast is born as a 9th-level supreme being. With just a little effort, they can become a transcendent. Each void beast that is born will be blessed by the void and will have a kind of innate magical power. This innate magical power is given by the endless void, which can make the void beasts grow quickly and fight beyond their level. It is precisely because of this that each void beast is incredibly strong. In addition, the members of the Void Beast clan have always been very rare, so the Void Beast clan has always been very united. The powerful combat power, coupled with the cohesiveness of unity, also made the Void Beast clan completely become the overlord of the endless void. Even under the leadership of some Void Beast ancestors, they successfully occupied a piece of territory in the void. To say that splitting the land to become a king is not as good as being outside. Therefore, generally speaking, no one would have the brain to think about trouble with the Void Beast. However, the one that Wu-Tong received was obviously an accident. While checking the information in his mind, Wu-Tong laughed gloatingly. This Void Beast is also unlucky enough. As soon as it was born, because it was too far away from the Beast Station, there was no tribe to guide and protect it. In this way, it has been growing wildly in that area. However, because the void gave it a kind of innate magical power devouring, it also grew very quickly. So its life was quite comfortable, and soon it became a tyrant in that void. But the good times did not last long. Just as it was eating the world and singing, and continued to be domineering and powerful at leisure, it was discovered by a newly transcendent. When this transcendent saw the Void Beast, he immediately had a thought in his mind. What's the matter with this strange beast? How can the 9th level live freely in the endless void? This is a secret. If he can get this secret, maybe he can go further? In this way, a young transcendent, with such a thought, attacked this Void Beast. And this Void Beast is also innocent. I'm having fun here, why did you suddenly attack me? Can I tolerate this? Of course not. In this way, the Void Realm Beast also began to counterattack. The Void Realm Beast, which had little combat experience, was naturally no match for the transcendent who had walked out of a mountain of corpses and a sea of blood. In this way, as the fight went on, the Realm Beast found that it could not win. What should it do if it could not win? This Realm Beast was also a fool. If it could not beat you, then I will not let you have an easy time either. I will fight you, so it was ready to die together with the transcendent. Chapter 166, the 10th level recommendation, Return to Douluo. The transcendent also discovered that the world beast was going to fight with him. He didn't expect this strange beast to be so stubborn, so he naturally fought back desperately. But as the saying goes, the battle between the strong can often be decided in just a moment. Not to mention, the one who made up his mind to die with him was a young man. Once he made up his mind, the world beast immediately started to act. As the saying goes, the arrogant are afraid of the stupid, and the stupid are afraid of the desperate. And this world beast is obviously arrogant, stupid, and desperate. So in the end, the transcendent tried his best, but he didn't have time to stop the world beast from launching a destructive attack. So just like that, the two great beings who can be called strong in the endless void finally returned to nothingness together. The ball of light that Wu-Tong got came from the innate magical power of the void world beast that died with the transcendent. It was also the only thing that the chat group fished out on the battlefield where there was nothing but nothingness, innate magical power devouring. From the Void World Beast Clan. Ability: devour everything and transform it into the food for one's own growth. Infinite devouring, infinite growth. The introduction is so simple. The ability is to devour everything and transform it into the food for one's own growth. However, as the saying goes, the simpler things are, the more complicated they are. Although it is just a simple description, its content is terrifying when you think about it carefully. Devour everything, it depends on what is included. Judging from the performance of the world beast, the world can definitely be devoured, and the things in the world are naturally within its scope of devouring. In this way, in addition to the world, some things in the void cannot be eaten. Wu Tong can eat all the items to supply himself and assist himself in growing quickly. Moreover, the potential of this magical power is also very good. The general growth peak of the world beast is the 10th level. This means that as long as it does not exceed the 10th level, Wu Tong can directly rely on eating to pile up his own strength. It is even possible to break through the 10th level and enter the 11th level. After getting this conclusion, Wu Tong was so excited that he didn't even care about his image and laughed out loud. Are you kidding? With this 10th level recommendation, can't he be happy? Although he was confident that he could become a 10th level or even higher level expert by himself, it would take time. Now that he had this innate magical power as an aid, Wu Tong's growth time would be greatly reduced. Just based on this reason, Wu Tong was overjoyed. On the other side, an hour was about to come. At this moment, everyone had completely packed up everything, including the talents to be taken away and the survivors who were rescued. They also put people into the living storage space. After everything was packed up, the time was about to come, and everyone silently waited for the return. After a while, an hour was up. Shui, with a flash of white light, all the group members were transferred out of the world of the Academy Apocalypse, including Wu Tong, who was excited at the moment. After everyone left, the entire world of the Academy Apocalypse also turned into white light and dissipated in the void. In a moment, this world appeared in Wu Tong's sea of consciousness, and then merged into the floating world model. Following Wu Tong, he returned to Douluo Continent. Are you back? The chat group's methods are really powerful. I didn't even feel the process of teleportation. Wu Tong, who came back from the ecstasy, found that the scenery in front of him suddenly turned into a familiar scene. After a moment of hesitation, he casually sighed. Then Wu Tong seemed to remember something, and after quickly sensing himself, he found that the world of the Academy Apocalypse had also returned with him, and he finally felt relieved. If it hadn't come back with me, I would have lost a lot this time. Fortunately. Well, not bad. The after-sales service of the chat group is in place. He gave the chat group a thumbs up, and Wu Tong put the matter behind him. As long as the things arrived, it would be fine. As for checking the world, it won't be too late to check it carefully tomorrow. There are too many things that have happened in the past few days, and Wu Tong needs to sort them out. But at the moment, Wu Tong's eyes condensed, looking at the soul guide mechanical clock that he had hardly walked on the bedside. 9:12. Wu Tong was very familiar with the numbers on it. This was the time when he left. Looking at the time, Wu Tong's eyes flickered, and then he looked at the sky outside. It was still the same as when he left. Night fell. Unlike when he traveled through time, time still flowed. Sure enough, because it is a chat group function, will there be chat group protection? Wu Tong thought to himself. Now it seems that if the group members use the tickets to travel through time, the chat group will not adjust the time, and the time of the original world will still flow. But once it involves the function of the chat group, the time of the original world will be adjusted by the chat group. In simple terms, if the chat group is a company, then buying a ticket to travel through time is a private matter, and the company will naturally not reimburse the travel expenses. If it is a function or task of the chat group, it is a public matter, so there will naturally be a company as a backing guarantee. In that case, when using the training ground, enlightenment space, group task and other functions, time should also be suspended, Wu Tong said, chuckling. After thinking it through, Wu Tong also relaxed and walked slowly to the rooftop outside the room. Lying on the recliner that had been placed next to him, feeling the tranquility of the night, he quietly looked at the twinkling stars in the sky. After a long time, Wu Tong took a deep breath. Looking at the sky shrouded in darkness, he sighed. I'm back, Douluo world. Yes, I'm back. This is the second world that Wu Tong has experienced besides Zuxing, and it is also the second home recognized by Wu Tong. If Wu Tong had not recognized this world, he would not have been able to painstakingly accumulate to upgrade Douluo world. Wouldn't it be nice to occupy a world at random and upgrade the world that belongs to him completely? Of course, it is precisely because he recognized Douluo world as his second home that Wu Tong wanted to lead Douluo world to witness the style of the endless void together. After sighing, Wu Tong turned back to his room and planned to rest. After all, there was a Luotian Daijiao in 3 days. Chapter 167, First Blood, Tree in Time. Moreover, there are still many things to do in these 3 days, such as moving the villagers of Panyan Village, moving the yin-yang eyes of ice and fire, moving the lake of life, moving the golden tree, arranging the academy, and solving some small problems left over. These things need to be completed as soon as possible. Thinking of those troubles that made him a little overwhelmed, Wu Tong couldn't help but sigh. It's annoying. When can he really relax? Alice. Then, put everything behind him. After washing up, Wu Tong lay down on the bed. Cool, but if there is a warm bed, it will be more comfortable. Wu Tong found a comfortable position to lie down, and sighed. Having said that, his little maids were all asleep, and Wu Tong didn't want to disturb their sweet dreams. Therefore, Wu Tong's little idea had to be abandoned. After lying for a while, Wu Tong, who really couldn't sleep, became irritable. The killing life and the end of the world in the past few days also accumulated a lot of negative emotions in his heart. Although Wu Tong had killed people before, he had never killed so many people like this time. Therefore, after returning to his own territory, in this quiet environment, Wu Tong's mood became more and more irritable, and he wanted to vent out the negative emotions accumulated in his heart. The best way to vent is undoubtedly to vent through release. But no one helps this method. Well, by the way, it seems that I haven't released Douluo Yezi and the others yet, so it's just right for them to help me. Just when Wu Tong was getting more and more irritable, he suddenly remembered the 3 people of Douluo Yezi who he had forgotten. Wu Tong thought to himself that he was not a good person. Therefore, he would not think there was anything wrong with asking the 3 people to help him. After making a decision, Wu Tong naturally would not hesitate, and directly sank his consciousness into the world model in his mind. After searching for a while and finding the 3 people, he summoned Douluo Yezi and the other 2. The summoned Douluo Yezi, Miracle Shizuka and Minami Riko were slightly stunned when they felt the sudden change in the scene. But then they saw the scene, Wu Tong's slightly red eyes, and the sky outside covered by the night. They were not fools, and naturally understood what would happen next in this environment. The 3 of them blushed. However, the 3 did not resist. As early as in the world of the Academy Apocalypse, they had already fallen in love with Wu Tong after being rescued by him. Therefore, the 3 did not have any resistance to Wu Tong becoming their man. On the contrary, they were looking forward to what would happen next. As the saying goes, it starts with the grace of saving lives, falls in love with peerless beauty, and finally is loyal to the world's talent. When everything is calm, everything will naturally come to fruition. Seeing that the 3 did not mean to resist, and there was a hint of expectation between their eyebrows, Wu Tong was naturally happy to see it. Although he thought he was not a good person, he summoned the trio out just to indulge once. But if both parties are willing, then this is also a two-way rush, right? So, after thinking it through, Wu Tong also took action, turned over and got out of bed, and took the 3 people to wash up. Back on the bed, there was a burst of thunder and fire. Whether before or after rebirth, Wu Tong's first blood achievement was achieved in a natural way. The pink pillow is still full of spring colors, and the new clothes are taken off and the desires burning. The 3 winds enjoy the joy of the phoenix tree, and the red candles don't know that the sun is rising. The scene after that is naturally just a moment of greed, dividing line. Let's not talk about the good fortune that is happening to Wu Tong at this moment, let's turn our attention to other group members who have returned. Stardome Railway World. We are back, Aunt Jeezy. As soon as he returned, March 7th shouted excitedly into the train. When they left, they were teleported outside the train, so after returning, they naturally appeared in the same place. At this time, the navigator Jeezy had just sent a few people away and was about to turn around and walk towards the train. But the next moment, the person she had just sent away reappeared, and it seemed that he said something incredible. Huh? Back, Jeezy was stunned. She had just sent these people away. How come they came back suddenly? However, Jeezy also believed that Senayuki and the others would not lie to her. So, if they really went to another world and came back so quickly, there is only one explanation. Time. This is the only answer Jeezy could think of. I didn't expect that Zio Senayu's chat group could even control time. What kind of powerful power is this, if it is really the case? It seems that Zio Senayu may have really joined an incredible organization this time. As the navigator of the Starry Sky train, Jeezy naturally knows very well how powerful the power that can control time is. In the world of the Sea of Trees, time is a field that no one can touch. Because the power of time has always been the authority of the tree, and it cannot be touched by people at all. In the research on the imaginary tree in the world of collapse iron, there is an understanding that every flower leaf is the present and the past left by them in the time dimension. It can be seen that the power of time has always been controlled by the tree. In the star iron world, no one except the last king can touch the power of time. Only this star god who was born at the end of the universe, a mysterious existence who came from the end of the universe in reverse time, can barely touch the authority of time. But even so, the revelations he sent to his followers will be twisted into messy whisper by the power of time. It can be seen that even the last king, a star god born in reverse time, will be affected by the power of time. It is precisely because of the difficulty of controlling time that GZ can better understand the power of the chat group mentioned by March 7. P.S. My setting is that in the world view of the imaginary tree, individual creatures cannot control the power of time. The power of the Herrscher of the End is related to time, because the cocoon is placed on the tree and steals the power of the tree, so it is not surprising that it has the power of time. As for Istro in the world of Genshin Impact, to be honest, it is a bit too buggy. Its size is not as large as that of the Star Iron world, but it has the power of time that no one in the Star Iron world can control. So in my setting, Tivat is a fallen world bubble. Since it is not on the tree, it will naturally not be restricted by the laws of the tree. Therefore, Istro can control the power of time. P.S. Haha. I hope I won't be backstabbed by Laomi. Chapter 168 Ahoha's Ghost Idea, Pam's Nightmare Returns. At this moment, facing the declaration of return of March 7th. After a moment of silence, GZ suddenly smiled, and the elegant and calm voice sounded softly. Well, welcome back, pioneers, March 7th passengers, they are back, huh? Hey, it's really March 7th passengers, huh? But didn't they just leave, huh? Hearing the noisy voice of a group of people, Pam also walked to the door of the train, saw the people who returned, and asked in confusion. Hearing Pam's question, March 7th did not react, but explained the reason to GZ and Pam with great interest. Dan Heng and Lao Yang on the side looked at each other, and they could see the shock in each other's eyes. One of them is the think tank administrator of the train, Luo Fulongzun Yin Yujun. The other is the leader of the Anti-Entropy Alliance who has saved the world many times, and the traveler who connects the two worlds. They are all knowledgeable people, and they can naturally understand the information contained in this matter and the meaning it represents. That's time. Sure enough, the Dimensional Chat Group is worthy of being an organization spanning the heavens, and this great power is indeed unfathomable. In a latitude that no one could detect, a loud laugh suddenly sounded, as if something interesting had happened. Other worlds, controlling time, interesting. As expected, the nameless guests are a group of guys who are good at creating miracles. Aha knew that if he kept paying attention to these new nameless guests, he would definitely be able to bring surprises to Aha. Ha. Wow, it's a pity for my Akivri. Why didn't you see this? Your nameless guests did what you couldn't do, you died miserably. Isn't it not good for Aha to say that? But it doesn't matter, ha. Speaking of which, the pioneering star god was surpassed by his own followers in the field of pioneering. You are so embarrassed, Akivri, but this seems to be quite fun, ha. The figure surrounded by clown masks, colorful streamers, dolls, surprise boxes and other items looked at the picture in the train and suddenly laughed strangely. This figure is, Joyful Star God, Changal Shianjin, Star Iron Ultimate Joy God, Lord of Joyful Destiny, Ahoha. In the tavern, there has always been such a fable. When the Lord of Joy climbed up the high branches of the Tree of Existence, he saw that the vacuum was cold and hateful, the stars were running mechanically, and the meaning of all things gave way to nothingness. He looked around, and wherever he looked, there was a sea of nothingness everywhere. It was ruthless and mechanical, as if the concept of the universe was cold, lawless, and empty. Until one moment, he saw a baby crying as if he had been wronged, and he couldn't help laughing. This clear laughter tore through the cold and dead universe and echoed in all realms to this day. The truth of the world is just a joke, and the ultimate meaning of all things lies in pure laughter. The universe is ruthless, cold, and empty. Only joy can eliminate pain, dilute sadness, resist nothingness, and heal trauma. Knowing joy is the unique right of intelligent creatures, and neither stones nor stars can perceive the humor that belongs to life. From this, he realized the true meaning of joy. Laughter is the innate right of intelligent races and the only answer to fighting nothingness. Thus, the joyful star god Aha ascended to the throne and was ranked among the star gods. The joyful star god's philosophy: seeking an enemy who is a good match for him, seeking a game to kill time, seeking an ending that does not matter who wins or loses, seeking a laugh that makes him laugh, seeking a misunderstanding that goes wrong, seeking a ballad that makes him think. It is joy, it is happiness, it is humor. As long as it makes him feel happy, he does not mind doing all kinds of weird things. Therefore, when the Star Dome train set off again, he had a hunch that he would definitely find fun by following this group of nameless guests. So while Aha was looking for fun everywhere in the universe, he also occasionally observed this group of nameless guests. After all, he was once a nameless guest, and no one understood the miracle possibilities of nameless guests better than him. Fortunately, this spontaneous exploration did not disappoint him. From this group of new nameless guests, Aha learned an incredible news. That is, this pink-haired little girl has a divine weapon that connects the worlds of the heavens. Moreover, these worlds are not on the tree, which makes Aha very interested. Thinking of this, Aha's eyes rolled, as if he had thought of some crazy idea. Speaking of which, there should be a lot of fun in other worlds, right? Hey, in that case, then Aha will not be polite. Aha has decided to revive the glory of the nameless guest. Aha has no choice but to do it. Speaking of which, this can be regarded as returning to my old job. I wonder if the conductor can still recognize Aha. No, I can't be recognized by it, otherwise, there will be no fun. After thinking for a while, Aha transformed into a ragged, skinny girl. Hey, Pam, I'm back to being an unknown guest. With this image, I'm sure those kind-hearted people will not refuse to help. Let me see, where's their next stop? Yurillo VI, why does it seem a little familiar? By the way, isn't that boy Sambo there? La, little Sambo, here I come. With that, the girl that Aha turned into ran towards Yurillo in a bounding manner. From beginning to end, Aha didn't pay attention to the Crystal Emperor who was carrying a camera to record everything that was happening here, the world of the original god. The continent of Tivat. The land of Liu, Jian. At this moment, after sending off the Emperor, the immortals who were still frustrated that the Emperor left without taking them with him, suddenly felt a familiar breath again. Is this the Emperor? After feeling this breath, the true Lord Liu Yingfang thought that his perception was wrong. So, with a hint of disbelief in her tone, the woman asked the other immortals beside her, "Did you feel the Emperor's aura?" "I felt it, but didn't the Emperor just leave?" "I felt it too." "Me too." The immortals looked at each other. Then, they heard a heavy and steady voice in their ears. "It was indeed me, but based on what you said, the chat group should have adjusted the time." Hearing this voice, the immortals turned their heads and saw Zhongli's figure suddenly appear. "It's really the Emperor," the immortals expressed surprise, and then became solemn again. Chapter 169, Zhongli's arrangement. Xiao Yan is at a loss. All the immortals stood up and bowed to Zhongli. "We welcome the return of the Emperor, XN. No problem. Speaking of this trip, I have indeed learned a lot." Zhongli waved his hand casually, indicating that everyone did not need to be polite. Then he sighed again, saying that this group dungeon trip had taught him a lot. Whether it was the heavy scene under the advent of the end of the world, or the light and darkness revealed by people in times of crisis, or the vast potential of the martial spirit system, Zhongli was eye-opening. Of course, the most important thing was his ally, Wu Tong, who became the master of a world. As a result, Zhongli valued this contract even more, and had more hope for the future of Tivat. "Emperor, I wonder what the other world is like? Tell us about it." Seeing Zhongli's nostalgic look, true Lord Liu Yingfang couldn't help but become curious about the other world. "Yes, Emperor, tell us about it, so that we can be prepared when we go to another world in the future." True Lord Zhuai Huang and True Lord Lishu Dishan also echoed. "More as Hongli, to be honest, I am also very curious." Kunjin, the incarnation of the Ruota Dragon King, also rarely echoed the words of the immortals. "Okay, then I will tell you about that world." Zhongli saw that his old friends in front of him all looked curious, and a smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. He took a sip of the tea on the table that had not yet cooled down, and then said lightly, "But before that, let me settle the people I brought back." After that, Zhongli took out a jade pendant-shaped magic weapon for the outer scene cave heaven. He handed it to Xiao, who was standing beside him. "Xiao, these are some survivors I rescued from that world. You give this to Kaixing and let them take good care of them." Also, some of the resources inside, including knowledge in medicine, education, finance, basic knowledge, architecture, etc., should also be given to Ningguang, and she should take care of the arrangements. After that, seeing the worried expressions of others, Zhongli smiled. Don't worry, I have seen it. It is not taboo knowledge. These are the crystallization of human wisdom in that world. By the way, there are some knowledgeable talents in it. Remember, let Ningguang not neglect them. Yes, Emperor. Xiao directly agreed to Zhongli's arrangement. He never refused the Emperor's orders. Then, Xiao took the jade pendant from Zhongli's hand, and then turned into a wisp of breeze, and flew towards the direction of Liaoyu Port. Let's go to Mount Aozang. I'll tell you about what I saw and heard this time. After handing over the jade pendant, Zhongli also planned to visit the beautiful Tiva to relieve the mood affected by the killings in the past few days. Then let's go. Master Liu and Fang also noticed that Zhongli was not right. He winked at the other immortals and stopped them from asking more questions. Shortly after everyone left, a breeze also rushed in the direction where Zhongli and others left. Wherever this breeze passed, it left an intoxicating aroma of wine in the air. Along with it, there was also a vague hey, the world of Daopo Kanqiang, the backyard of the Xiao family mansion. In Xiao Yan's courtyard. I'm finally back. It's really depressing in that world these days. Xiao Yan and his group suddenly emerged from the air and appeared in the small courtyard. As soon as he came back, Xiao Yan took a deep breath of fresh air without the smell of blood and gunpowder. You still need to experience more. Yao Lao's figure turned into a wisp of green smoke, floating out from the ring in Xiao Yan's hand, and said to Xiao Yan with a smile. Next, let's get ready. After a few days, after returning from the Luotian Dejao you mentioned, we should go out for experience. Although there is a great opportunity of the chat group, you still can't slack off. You must know that in any field, you need to work hard to achieve something, otherwise, even if you have a great opportunity, it won't have much effect. After 3 years of observation, Yao Lao can be said to be very satisfied with his disciple. Especially when he knew his future, he could not be more satisfied with this new disciple. Respecting parents, treating people kindly, repaying favors, killing and fighting bravely, and most importantly, the virtue that the traitor did not have, respecting teachers and respecting the way. Just like the words he heard from those people in the other world when he went to that world this time, Yao Lao felt very relieved. There is Yao Lao in the Endless Fire region, and Yu Zaigang is not seen in the God realm. Even after Xiao Yan came to the Great Thousand World, he did not forget the people who had helped him. Such a character is rare in this Douluo Continent. Yes, teacher. Xiao Yan did not hesitate at all for Yao Lao's arrangement and directly agreed to it. Now his mentality is indeed still insufficient, and it is also a good thing to go out and gain experience. Grandpa Yao, don't be too strict. Did brother Xiao Yan do well this time? But he saved a lot of people. Xiao Zuner couldn't help but interrupted when listening to the conversation between the two. In her opinion, it was already very good that Xiao Yan, who had no experience, could achieve this level. After all, everyone needs time to grow. Just take it slowly, haste makes waste. Then, Xiao Zuner's light and moist eyes moved to Xiao Yan again, and said with a smile, Brother Xiao Yan, can I go with you to gain experience this time? Zuner also wants to gain experience with Brother Xiao Yan. This Xiao Yan was a little hesitant when he heard Xiao Zuner's words. After all, gaining experience is not going out for fun, it is really dangerous, and he doesn't want Xiao Zuner to fall into danger. However, Xiao Zuner didn't think so. Seeing Xiao Yan's hesitation, a dangerous cold light flashed in her eyes. Why, Brother Xiao Yan, are you afraid that I will affect your romantic affairs? Yes, I think Brother Xiao Yan would like to see the beauties in the plot, such as Queen Medusa, Yun Yun, and Xiao Yixin. In this way, I am indeed a little redundant, but Zuner can understand it. After all, Brother Xiao Yan is a romantic figure. Wait, no, I definitely don't mean that, Zuner, I'm just afraid that you will be hurt. I definitely don't have such an idea. Xiao Yan looked at Xiao Zuner's increasingly outrageous words, and the cold light in her eyes that could hardly be hidden. His heart trembled violently, and he hurriedly explained. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 170 The Returning Members, After the Storm. After all, if this is not explained clearly, he will chase his wife to the crematorium in the future. Yao Lao and Ling Ying, who were watching this scene, had completely different expressions on their faces. Yao Lao happily watched the young couple flirting with each other, with a mischievous smile on his face. Ling Ying, on the other hand, had a bitter face. Sure enough, it seems that the young lady has really fallen into it. If the clan leader knew about this. Thinking of Gu Yuan's furious look, Ling Ying couldn't help but shudder. Alice. I hope that the things I brought back this time can help the young lady persuade the clan leader to agree to this marriage. Otherwise, my old life will be in vain. The World of Spiritual Energy Revival. Shangjing City. 7-star Yaoguang Military Base. In a room at the deepest part of it. Many figures were standing here, looking directly at an empty space, as if they were seeing someone off. With a flash of light, Guruli led the armed team back to the base where they left smoothly. After Guruli and the others came back, they looked at the group of people in front of them and their standing postures that had hardly changed. The group of people understood immediately. It seemed that the chat group had paused the flow of time in the main world. If it was the past, they would never have dared to imagine that they would have the ability to stop time, but now, one of them has a time-related martial spirit. This kind of thing is naturally not worth being surprised. Guruli looked at the group of people in front of him and suddenly felt like he was back home, so he couldn't help but show a stunning smile. We are back, thank you for your hard work. Welcome home, kids. In front of the figure, an old figure was stunned for a moment when he heard Guruli's words, and then smiled. The same scene happened in other worlds. Collapse World, Masked Rider World, Under One Person World, Super God World, History World, Lazy Angel World, Dragon Maid World. The time that was originally stagnant by the chat group began to run again the moment everyone returned. Douluo World. The morning of the second day after Wu Tong returned. In the tree house deep in the Afterglow Canyon. As the sun slowly rose, when the first ray of sunlight passed through the gap in the curtains and gently sprinkled on the floor of the room, it brought hope and vitality for a new day. However, at the same time, this ray of sunlight that shone into Wu Tong's room also revealed a messy scene inside. The scattered women's clothes on the floor, the underwear discarded everywhere, and the violently torn black stockings, everything, are telling the fierce battle last night. As the sunlight shone on Wu Tong's eyes, Wu Tong frowned and murmured, as if he was a little unhappy with this beam of sunlight. But Wu Tong had no choice. After a while, Wu Tong, who was shone directly by the sunlight and couldn't sleep, finally opened his closed eyes. It was the familiar ceiling again. After opening his eyes, he stared at the ceiling for a while, and then Wu Tong was completely awake. First, he controlled the curtains and covered the gap that was exposed and let out light again, blocking the sunlight from going deeper. Then he lay on the bed for a while, and after he recovered, Wu Tong had the mind to turn his eyes to the bed. This glance almost made Wu Tong unable to move his eyes away. White, a snow-white scene, the ups and downs. The magnificent mountains and valleys. In addition, the jade woman's pear blossoms in the rain, shy tears, and weathered posture. It really is in line with the saying, the pearl tassels rotate and the stars shake, the flower vines shake and the dragons and snakes move. Looking at the three women lying on the bed, and the three blood-red plum blossoms. Wu Tong seemed to remember the romantic last night, and a smile appeared on his face. After 2 lives, he has been single for more than 50 years, and now he has finally gotten rid of his virginity. It's not easy, right? Looking at this scene, after sighing for a while, Wu Tong gently removed the powdered jade arm on his body, and then turned over and got out of bed. He turned around and left the bedroom, leaving only a messy floor and 3 people sleeping on it. But Wu Tong didn't know that the next moment when he left the bedroom, the 3 people on the bed opened their tightly closed eyes. When they saw that the other 2 people were awake like themselves, the 3 looked at each other and blushed. Although the 3 of them played poker with Wu Tong last night, they shouldn't be shy anymore. But today, seeing the other 2 people, they couldn't help but feel shy. Just when the 3 beauties looked at each other, not knowing what to say, Wu Tong came to the bathroom. After washing the sticky body, he changed into a set of navy blue robes. This robe is no longer made of vibranium. After all, no one in Douluo Continent and God Realm can hurt Wu Tong now. So for Wu Tong, of course, He can do whatever he feels comfortable. In this way, he naturally doesn't have to wear combat uniforms all the time, and only needs to wear light clothes. Master, good morning. As soon as he walked out of the door, Wu Tong heard a greeting. Turning his head, he saw that the one greeting him was his head maid, Nanguang. Well, Xiaoyan, good morning. Hey, why are his ears red? Looking at the blush on her ears that had not yet dissipated, Wu Tong thought for a moment. Then he realized what happened last night. He was afraid that the maid team had discovered it. Wu Tong was not surprised. Since moving to the academy, his maid team, like himself, has been living in this treehouse. In addition, the noise last night was a bit loud, so it was not surprising that they discovered it. At this moment, seeing that Nanguang, who is always calm and solemn, was now a little shy, Wu Tong suddenly felt like teasing her. Yuner, you know everything about last night, right? Nanguang's body trembled violently. She could naturally hear that Wu Tong's words, although asking her, contained a sense of affirmation. Then, Nanguang was suddenly at a loss for words by Wu Tong. After hesitating for a long time, she still couldn't utter a word. Haha, okay, I won't tease you anymore. Look how nervous you are. Seeing this, Wu Tong also laughed and gave up asking further questions. Nanguang was secretly relieved when he heard Wu Tong's words, but he felt a little disappointed in his heart. If he said it directly, would he be able to get along with the young master? Oh, forget it, let's just let it go. Just when Nanguang was about to turn around and leave. Chapter 171 An old friend's sudden visit. A voice suddenly sounded in her ears. Yuner, come to my room tonight. Swish. Hearing this, the blush on Nanguang's face, which had not yet dissipated, spread again. A whisper like the fluttering wings of a mosquito came from Nanguang's mouth. Wu Tong didn't know that Nanguang was so happy at this moment. She had no objection to dedicating herself to Wu Tong. It's better to say that the entire maid team had no objection and even longed for this to happen. After all, it was Wu Tong who saved them from the abyss. In addition, after getting along with Wu Tong for these years, all of them had already fallen in love with this boy who was a little lazy, a little handsome, a little bad, and a little smart. It's just that Wu Tong has never had this idea in these years, so they can only suppress their thoughts. Therefore, Nanguang's heart was actually very excited about Wu Tong's request. Although Nanguang's voice was small, it still reached Wu Tong's ears. After getting a definite reply, Wu Tong's face showed an excited expression. Having just completed his virginity graduation, Wu Tong has already tasted the taste of that kind of thing. Since he can't help it, he won't. Wu Tong didn't want to continue to endure it. After all, after raising maids for several years, it was time to pick them. In this regard, Wu Tong couldn't help but look forward to what would happen tonight. After Nanguang left, Wu Tong moved to the open space under the treehouse. He waved and released Rayquaza, letting it come out to breathe. At this time, after Wu Tong's feeding without regard for financial resources, the water of life, dragon blood essence, spiritual materials and precious medicines, elixirs, rare and precious fruits, and countless kinds of natural treasures, Rayquaza, which was born not long ago, has grown to its full size. The black and gold figure, coupled with the panic dragon power, looks like a kind of godlike and devil-like pressure. Wu Tong looked at the handsome Rayquaza in front of him, nodded with satisfaction, and then took out some fruits containing life energy. Then, Wu Tong fed the fruits that all the titled Douluo coveted to the Sky Splitter. If other people saw this, they would probably scold Wu Tong for wasting the gifts. Just as Wu Tong was feeding the Sky Splitter, an old friend came to the door, outside the Sunset Canyon. At the entrance of the academy, Kevin and Sue, who had already taken care of their own residence but had nothing to do because school had not started yet, sat in the security room. They drank tea together and enjoyed the farce happening outside the door. At this moment, a dozen Kevin puppets pressed a madman who was about to break into the academy to the ground. In fact, only one of them took action, and the other puppets were watching. No, little guy, can you let me in? I really know Wu Tong, and I don't want to force my way in this time, but I really have something urgent to find him. At this moment, Douluo, who was pressed to the ground by a little guy less than 1 meter tall with one hand, was very depressed and even felt like dying. This is really too embarrassing. I couldn't even survive a single move and was knocked to the ground. The Kevin puppet has 1% of Kevin's normal combat power. This made Douluo a little doubtful. Am I really a titled Douluo? Just when Douluo was about to be hit to doubt his life, Kevin Puppet, who always had a cold face, suddenly spoke. Evidence? Evidence? What evidence? What other evidence is needed? Who in the whole continent doesn't know that I am Wu Tong's henchman? Douluo was shocked by Kevin Puppet's words, and his mind was a little confused. Kevin Puppet saw that Douluo didn't respond for a long time, and his interest was also extinguished by this silence. Without the intention of listening to Douluo's explanation, Kevin Puppet directly tied Douluo up. Douluo, who was awakened by the action of tying up, was also scared to death when he saw Kevin Puppet's action. If he was seen by acquaintances, he would not be able to survive. Thinking of this, Douluo struggled to break free from the chains that bound him. Just a mere iron chain. You want to tie me up as a title Douluo? It's just wishful thinking. Thinking of this, Douluo directly activated his soul power, and the powerful power of the title Douluo instantly swept through his body, and the abundant soul power spread to every corner of his body. At this moment, Douluo even felt that he could collapse a small mountain. Feeling the powerful force filling his body, Douluo was also full of confidence. For a moment, he even forgot that there was a group of Kevin puppets staring at him. In this way, under the gaze of a group of puppets and two retired elderly people, Douluo began to mobilize his strength to stretch the chain open. A group of people did not stop him. They also wanted to see if this person with good strength could break free from the treasure given by Wu Tong. Vibranium imitation binding rope, iron chain version. The binding rope has the ability to automatically search for enemies, bind, extend, identify, and voice control. At the same time, the material of the immortal rope itself is indestructible, and it can also absorb energy to strengthen the binding force. Anyway, Kevin tried it, and he couldn't handle it. But Wu Tong said that this world has many strange abilities. According to Douluo's words, he should be one of the top masters in this world. So Kevin also wants to see Douluo's methods and understand the abilities of the cultivators in this world. After all, although he is strong in combat, he doesn't have many methods. Douluo obviously doesn't know this. At this moment, he is trying his best to break free from the bondage. Open it for me, open. The momentum gradually weakened. Chain, solid as a rock, Zhongli Yin. What's going on? Am I really a fake title Douluo? Feeling the iron chain that was motionless and even more powerful under the effect of soul power, Douluo thought with some doubt about his life. However, even so, Douluo did not give up the idea of resistance, but no matter what, he could not resist a binding of Kevin's puppet. Finally, Douluo calmed down after a plug was stuffed in his mouth. The greatest sorrow is a dead heart JPG. In the security room, Kevin and Sue took a sip of their tea and watched the scene expressionlessly. Alice, it seems that the so-called strong people in this world are still overestimated. Wu Tong, who was feeding Rayquaza, suddenly heard a cold call. Turning his head, he saw Kevin walking over with a humanoid creature tied up tightly with chains. Chapter 172 The Returning Members, After the Storm. Sorry, it didn't pass the review, so I revised it. This is the content of Chapter 169. After all, if this is not explained clearly, I will chase my wife to the crematorium in the future. Yao and Ling Ying, who were watching this scene, had completely different expressions on their faces. Yao happily watched the young couple flirting with each other, with a mischievous smile on his face. Ling Ying, on the other hand, had a bitter face. Sure enough, it seems that the young lady has really fallen into it. If the clan leader knew about this. Thinking of Gu Yuan's furious look, Ling Ying couldn't help but shudder. Alice. I hope that the things I brought back this time can help the young lady persuade the clan leader to agree to this marriage. Otherwise, my old life will be in vain. The World of Spiritual Energy Revival. Shangjing City. 7-star Yaoguang Military Base. In a room deep inside. Many Taoist figures were standing here, staring at an empty space, looking like they were seeing someone off. With a flash of light, Guruli led the armed team back to the base where they left. After Guruli and others came back, they looked at the group of people in front of them and their standing postures that had hardly changed. The group of people suddenly understood. It seems that the chat group has paused the flow of time in the main world. If it were the past, they would never have dared to imagine that they would have the ability to stop time, but now, there is a person in their team who has a time-related martial spirit. This kind of thing is naturally not worth being surprised. Guruli looked at the group of people in front of him and suddenly felt like he was back home, so he couldn't help but show a stunning smile. "We are back, thank you for your hard work. Welcome home, kids." In front of the figure, an old figure was stunned for a moment when he heard Guruli's words, and then smiled and said, "The same scene happened in other worlds. Collapse world, Kamen Rider world, Under One Person world, Super God world, World of My History, Lazy Angel world, Dragon Maid world." The time that was originally stagnant by the chat group began to run again the moment everyone returned. Douluo world. The morning of the second day after Wu Tong returned. In the tree house deep in Yuhu Canyon. As the sun slowly rose, when the first ray of sunlight passed through the gap in the curtains and gently sprinkled on the floor of the room, it brought hope and vitality for a new day. But at the same time, this ray of sunlight that shone into Wu Tong's room also revealed a messy scene after the storm. The bed, wardrobe, and windowsill were all covered with traces of the storm. Those remaining traces were all telling of the fierce battle last night. As the sunlight shone into Wu Tong's eyes, Wu Tong frowned and murmured, as if he was a little unhappy with this beam of sunlight. But Wu Tong had no choice. After a while, Wu Tong, who was shone directly by the sunlight and couldn't sleep, finally opened his closed eyes. It was the familiar ceiling again. After opening his eyes, he stared at the ceiling for a while, and then Wu Tong was completely awake. First, he controlled the curtains and covered the gap that was exposed and let out light again to block the direct sunlight. Then he lay on the bed for a while, and after he recovered, Wu Tong had the mind to turn his eyes to the bed. Looking at the scene on the bed that was enough to be covered by holy light, Wu Tong felt a sense of accomplishment in his heart, and couldn't help but recall the romantic experience last night, and a smile appeared on his face. After 2 lives and more than 50 years of life, he finally got rid of his virginity last night. It's not easy. Whoever dares to say that he is a virgin in the future, he will be angry. After sighing for a while, Wu Tong gently removed the jade arm on his body, and then turned over and got out of bed. After covering the quilt for the woman, he turned around and left the bedroom, leaving only a mess on the ground and the 3 people sleeping soundly on it. But Wu Tong didn't know that the next moment he left the bedroom, the 2 people on the bed opened their eyes. At this moment, Nan Lixiang and Douluo Yezi looked at each other, and both blushed. "Isn't this a bit embarrassing?" "Ha, ha, you woke up too." Nan Lixiang, the usually generous and magnanimous female man, scratched her head awkwardly at this moment. "Lixiang, I'm in so much pain." At this time, before Douluo Yezi could answer, Miraculous Shizuka, who was awakened by the movement of the 2 people, felt the pain in her body and began to cry to Nan Lixiang. "Douluo Yezi, Nan Lixiang, how should I respond? Who will come to rescue me?" Just when the 3 women looked at each other, not knowing what to say, Wu Tong came to the bathroom. After washing his sticky body, he changed into a set of navy blue robes. This robe is no longer made of vibranium. After all, with Wu Tong's strength, no one in Douluo Continent and God Realm can hurt Wu Tong. Naturally, vibranium is no longer needed as protection. So for Wu Tong, of course, he can do whatever he is comfortable with, and just wear light clothes. "Master, good morning." As soon as he walked out of the door and came to the room on the first floor, Wu Tong heard a greeting. Turning his head, he saw that the one greeting him was his head maid, Nan Guanyun. "Well, Xiaoyan, good morning." "Hey, why are his ears red?" Looking at the blush on her ears that had not yet dissipated, Wu Tong thought for a moment. Then he realized what happened last night. He was afraid that the maid team had discovered it. Wu Tong was not surprised. Since moving to the academy, his maid team, like himself, has been living in this treehouse. In addition, the noise last night was a bit loud, so it was not surprising that they discovered it. At this moment, seeing that Nan Guanyun, who was always calm and solemn, was now a little shy, Wu Tong suddenly felt like teasing her. "Yuner, you know everything about last night, right?" Nan Guanyun's body trembled violently. She could naturally hear that Wu Tong's words, although asking her, contained a sense of affirmation. Then, that, Nan Guanyun was suddenly at a loss for words by Wu Tong. After hesitating for a long time, she still couldn't utter a word. "Haha, okay, I won't tease you anymore. Look how nervous you are." Seeing this, Wu Tong also laughed and gave up asking further questions. Nan Guanyun was secretly relieved when he heard Wu Tong's words, but he felt a little disappointed in his heart. If he said it directly, would he be able to get along with the young master? "Oh, forget it, let's just let it go."
just when Yang Guangyun was about to turn around and leave. Chapter 173 The Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex Seeking Its Own Death. I'm really sorry, dear readers. Today's chapter was posted twice due to review issues, and because it is a VIP chapter, it cannot be withdrawn. Please forgive me. I will add 2 more chapters to express my apology. I'm very sorry TT. The following is the main text. Kevin? How do you feel about the security job? Can you adapt to it? Not bad. This kind of comfortable life is good, okay? If you don't want to do it anymore, just tell me, okay? After a round of greetings, Wu Tong shifted the topic to the main topic. By the way, Kevin, this is an intruder. He was trying to break into the college this morning and was caught by us. Kevin raised Douluo, who was tied up with layers of iron chains in his hand, without a single piece of exposed, like a silver caterpillar, and said to Wu Tong, "Oh, now there are still people who dare to break into my territory. Interesting. Did you ask him what his name is?" Wu Tong casually took out a bottle of beer, opened the pull ring, and drank a mouthful of it. After moistening his throat, he turned his eyes to Douluo's figure, looked at him with interest, and asked. It seems his name is Douluo, Kevin answered in a flat tone. Puff. The beer that had just been drunk into his mouth immediately turned into a fountain and was sprayed out by Wu Tong. Douluo. After hearing Kevin's words, Wu Tong hurriedly took the caterpillar from Kevin's hand and opened the chain. Then he looked over. Sure enough, this look of not accepting being caught, who else could it be but him? Old man seeing this, Wu Tong smiled bitterly and quickly pulled Douluo up from the ground. Why didn't you tell me in advance that you were here? Hurry up, get up quickly. Combining Kevin's words and Douluo's personality, Wu Tong easily deduced the process of this misunderstanding. It was nothing more than Douluo thinking that there were not many people in the academy, and the guards before were all ordinary people. Out of the pride of a soul master, he did not report to the guards at all, and wanted to sneak in directly when they were not prepared. However, Douluo did not expect that he, who had always come and went freely, would run into a tough guy this time. The result was naturally obvious. The old driver overturned. Who knew that you, a little monster, could find such a strong man in just a few days? I thought the guards you found were a group of ordinary people. Douluo stood up from the ground and rubbed the place where he was hit by Kevin's puppet. There were a few purple spots there. Old man, you can't blame me for this. You should be more careful in the future. Wu Tong didn't know what to say about this. After all, most soul masters have always looked down on civilians. After all, it is a bit unrealistic to want a supernatural person to live in harmony with ordinary people. Therefore, Wu Tong could only smile bitterly and comfort him. Kevin, who was standing by, saw that the two people really knew each other, and there was a hint of unnaturalness in his eyes. He thought that the person who broke into the academy was really an enemy, but he didn't expect that it was just a misunderstanding. Then I'll leave first, Wu Tong. After leaving a word, Kevin left this embarrassing place directly. Hey, little monster, these ridiculously strong monsters. How did you find them? Seeing Kevin leave, Douluo completely relaxed and returned to his usual way of getting along. Thinking of the scene where he was crushed by a puppet just now, Douluo was still frightened, so he put his arm around Wu Tong's shoulders and asked. Wu Tong glanced at Douluo, but did not hide it. Not to mention that he was about to announce the matter of the other world, and needed people from other forces to act as tools. As Douluo was his close friend and confidant, it was no big deal to tell him about this matter. After all, he would know about this matter sooner or later. I found them from another world. Oh, another world. Douluo had an expression of sudden enlightenment on his face, but it didn't last for a few seconds before he was completely shocked. He looked at Wu Tong with a look of astonishment. Are you kidding? Wu Tong gave him a look of fuss. Who is kidding you? What I said is true. Seeing Wu Tong's serious expression, Douluo also came back to his senses. But this is really too shocking. Douluo smiled bitterly. This matter was really shocking. That was another world? What does the new world represent? Even Douluo knew it very well. It represents a wider land, more abundant resources, and more abundant talent reserves. Wu Tong looked at his sudden loss of consciousness and immediately understood what he was thinking. He immediately rolled his eyes at Douluo. You are so bold. You are planning to invade the Sea of Trees multiverse now, relying on our world that is not even as big as a leaf? Who gave you the courage? I don't even dare to think so. This is not like hitting a stone with an egg. This is purely courting death.
What's so shocking about this? You don't think our world can fight against Kevin's world, do you? That's true, forget it. This kind of thing is not suitable for an old man like me to consider. Douluo was choked by Wu Tong, and then reacted. Not to mention whether Wu Tong would help take people to another world. Even if we go, we can't beat him. This is what he experienced personally. With just one move, he was knocked to the ground without even seeing the shadow of a person. Not to mention that Douluo was still in the bodies of those puppets and felt a more terrifying power that had not yet been used. From this point of view, if it is really possible to travel between the two worlds, then it is still uncertain who invades whom. By the way, old man, why did you think of coming to the academy to find me today? Seeing that Douluo realized it, Wu Tong was relieved and asked Douluo. Douluo curled his lips. Someone is looking for death? I came to see you and see what you are going to do with them. What's going on? Wu Tong asked with interest after hearing the news. What did the guy who was described by Douluo as looking for death do? It was the blue lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex family. They raided Wutong Garden last night. If there was no one in your Wutong Garden, they might have succeeded. Although they didn't succeed, they left safely. After all, with my strength, I can't stop them if they want to leave. Douluo's expression was complicated, and there was a hint of apology in his tone when he said this. Chapter 174 The Haotian Sect's Interference. Oh? They succeeded? Really? They don't know my strength, don't you know? Wu Tong's eyes flashed with a hint of coldness when he heard it. By the way, I was too busy recently and almost forgot to find trouble with the blue lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex family. I didn't expect that. I didn't go to find trouble with them, but they came to find trouble with me first. It's just right, take this opportunity to solve this trouble directly this time. It's not that I don't trust you, it's really that those guys found some reckless men, and there are almost 10 titled Douluo together, plus it was a sudden attack. So, Douluo expressed his thoughts. Titled Douluo? Hearing Douluo's words, Wu Tong just wanted to laugh. If it was a month ago, Wu Tong might still be interested in this fighting force. But now, he just wants to say, what is a titled Douluo, and dare to come to touch me? Don't say 10, even if there are 100 or 1,000, in Wu Tong's eyes, it's just a matter of one move. However, nearly 10 titled Douluo, Wu Tong's eyes flashed with doubt. Where did the blue lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex clan find these 10 titled Douluo? Although he looked down on these titled Douluo, there is no doubt that the titled Douluo on the current Douluo continent is indeed the top fighting force standing at the top of the Douluo. However, as far as Wu Tong knows, the forces with titled Douluo should have reached a cooperation with him, right? Then who is it? Thinking of this, Wu Tong's eyes widened suddenly. Yes, how could he forget that force? There are only a few forces that have not reached a cooperation with him, except for the Sun and Moon continent. Excluding the Sea God Island and some hidden sects, the rest are worth pondering. Reckless man, many titled Douluo do things without thinking, and they have not formed an alliance with him. Haotian sect, hearing Wu Tong's words, Douluo looked as if he had not expected it. That's right, I knew you would definitely guess it, it's the barbarians of the Haotian sect, but I don't know what price that old man Yu once had paid to make all the titled Douluo of the Haotian sect come out. After getting Douluo's affirmation, Wu Tong's eyes flashed with a cold light. Haotian sect, knowing that I am the inheritor of the gods, dare to attack me? Are you sure it's not intentional? It is said that the people of the Haotian sect have no brains, but he doesn't believe that there is not even a brain in a sect. Do you really think you are still the #1 sect in the continent? But it's okay. Wu Tong was worrying about what reason to use to deal with those forces that have not formed an alliance. Isn't this giving me a reason? Since they have made a choice, they must bear the corresponding consequences. Wu Tong immediately made up his mind. The two sects, Haotian sect and Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus sect, have existed for such a long time, and it is time to give way to newcomers. As for the cooperation between the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus sect and the Haotian sect, it may be just a deal. Does it matter? This is not important at all. Wu Tong only needs to know that they are planning to attack him together. Since they have already taken action, then they only need to bear Wu Tong's revenge. Then what are you going to do next, little monster? What to do? Since the incident has already happened, the result cannot be changed. Then just retaliate back and solve these two sects. Wu Tong said with a cold face without any hesitation. Okay, I will contact other forces now, and we will work together to solve these two ignorant things, the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus sect and the Haoshan sect. Douluo did not refute Wu Tong's idea. Anyway, he is not a good person. Douluo's character is to take revenge for every grievance, and Wu Tong's idea is just what Douluo likes. So, Douluo immediately took out his Soul Guide mobile phone and prepared to contact people from other forces. No need, I will do it myself this time. Wu Tong saw Douluo's action and stopped him. It is not their fault to be disgusting, but since they know that they are disgusting and still come out to disgust others, that is their problem. In this situation, there can only be one result, that is, I can't rest until they die. Cutting the grass and eradicating the roots is nothing more than this. Although Wu Tong didn't care much about these bugs, it would be more appropriate to grind them to ashes and eliminate future troubles rather than letting them come out to disgust people. You mean you go alone? No, how can this be done? Even if you are also a titled Douluo, how can you deal with 10 titled Douluos alone, not to mention that they are 10 titled Douluos of the strong attack department, and there is a chance that they are super Douluos above level 95. Hearing Wu Tong's words, Douluo waved his hand to stop him. Hearing Douluo's words, Wu Tong was stunned for a moment, and then looked at Douluo with strange eyes. Yes, Douluo didn't know his own progress, and even if he was good at guessing, he would never have expected that he would be able to compete with the gods of the God Realm in just a few months. Wu Tong shook his head, and then released a little of the hidden momentum in his body. In an instant, the majestic aura gushing out of Wu Tong's body was as mighty as a dream flowing down from the sky, causing a magnificent scene of changing colors between heaven and earth. Suddenly, Douluo felt that Wu Tong, who was emitting aura, seemed to have transformed into a real god, and his every move showed his supreme power. Under Wu Tong's aura, he was like a lone boat caught in the wind and waves, unable to control himself. Although it was only released for a moment, Wu Tong's aura still gave Douluo a huge shock. After putting away the aura, Wu Tong looked at Douluo with a smile. How about it? Do you still think I can't beat them now? Hearing Wu Tong's words, Douluo, who was stunned by Wu Tong's aura like a god and a demon, also came back to his senses. Feeling the dampness coming from behind, Douluo knew that it was his cold sweat. Of course, what realm are you in now? Why do I feel that your strength is rapidly improving every time? You were a titled Douluo some time ago, but now I can't even think of resisting you with just a hint of aura. Are you a god? Douluo rolled his eyes at Wu Tong with resentment, and then, a series of questions bombarded Wu Tong like a string of cannonballs. In response, Wu Tong just smiled at Douluo's loss of composure and didn't say anything. Douluo, who finally calmed down, saw Wu Tong's smiling face and immediately realized that his question seemed a bit presumptuous. Chapter 175, Fantasy Version of Reality Revenge. So, Douluo stopped asking questions and said, forget it, since you can solve it, I won't care. You can do it yourself, haha, of course, trash should have trash awareness. Next, you just wait for my good news. After saying that, Wu Tong was also a little impatient, and he waved his hand to draw a dimensional door. Then he walked in. Crossing the dimensional door, Wu Tong came to the territory of the Blue Lightning Tyrant clan. However, he did not rush in, but entered the chat group first. Wu Tong planned to take this opportunity to solve the hidden dangers in the chat group. In the chat group, Lazy Angel, it's still the most comfortable to stay at home. Wow, the games I collected this time can keep me alive for 3 years. Lazy Angel, Cyrillic lettered X. Cute King, MV. Don't bully the poor young man, I envy him too. What kind of fairy life is this? It's okay not to be busy every day, and you can also play games. Xianji King, you guys should be more careful. Hungry Dragon Roar, snacks? Kana wants to eat snacks. Xianji King, specified red envelope. Even Hexy, an old angel of 30,000 years, could not resist the temptation of Kana, a little cute thing, so Hexy often fed Kana. As for Kana's sudden appearance to ask for food, everyone said that they had long been accustomed to it and did not make a fuss. After feeding Kana, Hexy also thought of the purpose of his bubbling, so he turned to find the group leader. Xianji King, little group leader, I have researched some things based on the zombie virus in that world. Do you need it? At Longwang Spray Water. Longwang Spray Water, what is it? It can't be an enhanced version of the zombie virus, right? Guruli looked alert. Whenever this old goblin took the initiative to find her, it was definitely not a good thing. Xianji King, It's a gene enhancement potion, but the enhanced version of the zombie virus you mentioned is also available. Do you want it? Long Wang spray water. No, 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 I don't want that. Long Wang spray water, but isn't gene enhancement potion very common in your angel civilization? Why do you have to research it based on the zombie virus? Xianji King, it is common, but you don't see how expensive it is. So after we had the chat group, we have already started to study those gene medicines that are cheaper. Dragon King, so you suddenly said this, is the research successful? Xianji King, that's right, based on some characteristics found in the zombie virus, I have developed a new gene medicine. This medicine is extremely simple to make, and even a civilization like yours can mass produce it. Xianji King, how about it, do you want it? Dragon King, those who want it are fools, and those who don't want it are fools. What do you want? Xianji King, I can give you the formula of this medicine, but I need you to keep providing spiritual beasts that have successfully revived and mutated spiritual energy and fierce beasts that have failed to mutate. In the end, everyone will share the research results. How about it? Dragon King, okay, deal. In this way, the two of them reached a PY transaction under the gaze of the group members. Seeker, hey, brothers, are you chatting? Seeker, do you want to see a real-life revenge story? Dragon King? Dragon King, what's going on? Revenge story? Or is it the real version? Seeker, here's what happened. Someone blew up my house yesterday when I was not home, so today I plan to retaliate. As for the details, me 50 and listen to my revenge plan in detail. Everyone, Dragon King spray water, stop it. Seeker, okay, this is actually what happened. Seeker, that's it. Today I plan to live broadcast my revenge journey. If you want to watch it, deduct 1. I will start the live broadcast. Don't bully the poor young man. 111, support the boss to take revenge. Don't shake the green lotus. 1111, yes, it's best to get rid of the two idiots of the Blue Lightning Tyrant sect and the Haoshin sect Seeker, haha, of course that's for sure. Chenchi Xianao. 1 photo G. 1 As soon as Wu Tong said this, everyone became interested. Seeing this, Wu Tong did not hesitate and directly opened the group live broadcast, ready to give the group friends a little shock of the fantasy world. Administrator Seeker has opened the group live broadcast revenge cool article. Fantasy version, photographer enters the live broadcast room, don't shake the green lotus enters the live broadcast room, don't bully the poor young man enters the live broadcast room, Dragon King spraying water enters the live broadcast room, a series of ding-dong sounds rang out. All the group members rushed into Wu Tong's live broadcast room. Dragon King spraying water, wow, as expected, the scenery of the fantasy world is really good. When I read novels before, I was attracted by the descriptions of those authors. I always wanted to see it. Now that I see it, it's really beautiful. Don't bully the poor young man. It's just like that. It doesn't feel like a big deal. It's not as convenient as the city. At least life is quite troublesome. Photographer, you're used to it, but the scenery of this world is really good. In the world that this girl has opened up, it is also among the best. Don't shake the green lotus. Haha, let's talk about business. Brother Tong is the one opposite the Blue Lightning Tyrant clan. Wu Tong looked at Zhang Chulin's message and nodded. Yes, the one opposite is the Blue Lightning Tyrant clan. Wait a minute, I'll take everyone in and watch a good show? After saying that, Wu Tong didn't care about the reply in the live broadcast room. He opened the door and quietly slipped into the Blue Lightning Tyrant clan, Dragon City in the northeast of the Xiandao Empire. On the mountain where the Blue Lightning Tyrant clan is located. In an ancient and majestic golden hall. A group of old men sat together to discuss countermeasures. These old men are the backbone of the Blue Lightning Tyrant clan. At this time, Yu Yuanzhan looked at a prosecutor in the audience with cold eyes and narrowed his eyes. Didn't you say that Wu Tong was in Wu Tuang Garden and never went out? When the supervisor heard this, he immediately understood that this was the beginning of the accusation. He knelt on his knees and begged for mercy. Sect Master, I really don't know when Wu Tong left Wu Tuang Garden. I have been watching carefully, and he has never gone out. When Yu Yuanzhan heard this, he was ready to get angry. Unexpectedly, Yu Luomian, who was standing next to him, saw through Yu Yuanzhan's plan at a glance, and could no longer suppress his anger. For a moment, he had no intention of saving Yu Yuanzhan's face, and directly said to him sarcastically, "Okay, brother, what are you going to do?" Are you going to lose your temper with a hard-working tribesman? Why don't you care about that loser Uzziah gang? Don't forget. It's because of your willful behavior that our Blue Lightning Tyrant clan is in the current situation. Why did you target Wu-Tong? Because of the words of that loser Uzziah gang. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.